Good evening. Hello. Welcome to round 11 of ALR Gold. And we are here in Singapore. Of course, it's absolutely beautiful here in Singapore, isn't it? And it's going to be, it's not Rhythm of the Night tonight. It's Racing in the Night, isn't it? Oh, dear. And I'm not sure if I should have said that. That was weird. Because wasn't that sung by someone called Corona as well? No. Corona? No. I think it was Corona, wasn't it? Oh, dear. Anyway, yeah, but that's kind of the word of the that's the word of the month at the moment, isn't it? Is unfortunately, is all what's going on around the world. It's absolutely shocking, isn't it? As we're about to get going and qualifying, and this is going to be absolutely fantastic stuff. It really is. Then around Singapore, the street circuit. Anyway, we're going to get ready then, and I think we've got a couple of guys already straight on the comment section already. Absolutely fantastic stuff. This race is the longest race of the season in terms of time, and I'm expecting at least 3 safety cars tonight, maybe even more. So this is going to be an action-packed race, as it really is. Then 23 turns around this 3.1 mile circuit. It is a I gotta say, it's a race of attrition. It's like an endurance race basically. Going to be very tough indeed, isn't it? Let's take a look at the drivers and the constructors standing, shall we? Whilst we're a minute into the session already, blimey, we're flying through here. Emerson, we got a new championship leader after the events of Mexico just over a week ago. That is Emerson, who's taken the lead in the championship from the defending champion Granty at the moment. Oh gosh, oh my goodness me, that's really going to rattle the cage of Granty, isn't it? Nigel, the season 1 champion, is down in 3rd position at the moment. He is at 31 points off the lead. Jonathan Cox is 4th at the moment. He's having a bit of a difficult day, Jonathan, for this. 5th position is Fisher. A great win last night for Fisher. I would say his best of his ALR career. Absolutely brilliant stuff there from Fisher. Really good stuff. Echo in 6th position, then Fireshot moving up 4 positions to 7th. Fireshot in the last couple of races has been absolutely brilliant, hasn't he? Which has also included some incidents as well. So Fireshot has been right there as well. Far from it, dropping down 1 position to 8th position. Young Light Smooth staying in 9th position. Steve dropping down at 2 positions to 10th position as well. In the relegation zone at the moment, we are Stream on 7.6 for Gooner and at 2 for Gamer. In the constructor standings, so we have it's all status quo from before Mexico. Oh, lovely shot here of Mr. Elite flying out of the pits. Then in the constructors, we have Mercedes, who are 14 points in front of Williams at the moment. Alfa Romeo are 3rd with 4th position is Racing Point. All of them are 100 or so points, have scored 100 or more points then. 85 points for Haas, 84 points for Toro Rosso. We got Red Bull on 59 points, 48 for Ferrari and Red Bull, very close between them two, and McLaren are on 35 points. So that is good stuff indeed then. Let's just take a look at the comments then, shall we? Of course, Jonathan Cox, good evening, Sean. Granty Granty saying, "Well, hello, Shorty." We've also, and he would give me a little like one of those heart emoji things, you know, with the face, where, that kind of stuff. Great stuff. We got Gamer saying, "Good evening." We've got Young Lights. Hello, Shorty. My favourite race is tonight, Singapore. And we've also got Brandon. Yo, Sean. Hello. I hope you're enjoying the stream. Then it's good stuff indeed. There's for just, and I haven't even got the graphics up. My goodness me, I need to get myself sorted out. I need to get my head in the game, don't I? We're on board with Mr. Elite Dennis. He is just coming over the Anderson Bridge right now. I think the first man out on track was actually a Williams. It was a Roscoe on the soft compound tyres then, and we're on board then with Roscoe, of course. Jonathan, as we said then, Jonathan Cox, of course, is racing on behalf of his family over in Italy at the moment, and who is having a very difficult time, of course, with this coronavirus going on. Absolutely shocking scenes around the world, isn't it? So we wish Jonathan and his family all the best here tonight. He also had some sad news as well, literally just before he came on air then. So hopefully all our best wishes go out to Jonathan here tonight. And Roscoe starts his lap now. And of course also Emerson's just reminded me, yeah, happy Mother's Day to everyone out there. Of course, I hope you've all treated your mothers very well today. And I hope you brought everyone lots of prezzies as well. So good stuff indeed then. So happy Mother's Day to everyone out there. Emerson saying happy Mother's Day, Sean. And you are my number one mummy. Oh, yes, I am. Well, sometimes I have been known to be called the daddy as well. Coming down to turn 7. Then turn 7, then, of course, that is an infamous corner, isn't it, for Massa and Hamilton there, isn't it? Of course, they've had some clashes as well, haven't they? We have kind of compared the Massa and Hamilton instance to, of course, Dan Murphy and Emerson as well. unfortunately, they've come to blows, haven't they? In the, of course, the last race of the season in Abu Dhabi, and then we had a, they had a blow, didn't they? A couple of, not literally, over the course of the season as well. As of course, Murphy not racing here tonight, is he? As he has stepped back from the Renault drive. He drove really well in the Alfa Romeo last time out, didn't he? In Mexico, good stuff indeed there from Dan. But yeah, of course, Dan no longer a part of the ALR scenery, unfortunately. As we're just watching Roscoe coming out of turn 13 as well. As Granty just said, damn, I wish he was my number one. I've got to say, the championship roles of Anderson, Emerson and Granty, they've got good banter, aren't they, between themselves? They really have. But I think when it comes to the crunch, who is going to be season 3 champion? Well, we're on round 11. Well, we're, I think, halfway through this race, I think, which is around lap 15 or 14. We'll be halfway through season 3. My goodness me, it's flying by, isn't it? Roscoe's gone fastest on the 38 there, but that is quickly, Echo's quickly responded, but so is Vesely as well. Vesely came in and tore up the form book last week, didn't he? He is drawing the Renault course, replacing Twang, a long-term, a long driver, a long affiliation with ALR, Twang is, but unfortunately he's had to step back as well. So Renault got a completely different lineup, haven't they, to the one they started. But Vesely, they're looking very strong as well. He's gone straight into the 36s already. My goodness me, this man is flying, isn't he? Mr. Elite has gone full fastest. We've also got Young Lights. This is Young Lights' favourite track, isn't it? As we heard in the comment section, car 12. Lovely shot here from the back of the car. Look at that. That is absolutely beautiful, isn't it? Wow, I'm loving that. Matt has gone 6th fast as well. Of course, Matt in the Red Bull. We've also got Cod Oliver making his second race here, his second race appearance here tonight as well in the Mercedes. So good stuff here from Cod Oliver. Let's see what he can do out on track then. Got Brandon, of course, did a very. I think that he was very unlucky actually in the race in Mexico. He had a very good first stint there. It was a brilliant first stint, wasn't it? Gunnar goes 7th fastest in the Racing Point car 83. Good stuff indeed then. I think we got Gamer flicking it through the final turn. He is indeed there. Of course, Gamer made his debut at this racetrack last season, didn't he? And he had a great battle. Unfortunately, the two Bouches of himself and Laggy did come to blows there, did they? At the final turn there. Unfortunately, Laggy was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Brandon there is just coming down Raffles Boulevard now, just before coming over the Anderson Bridge. We're on board with him. Look at this. Oh, he's invalidate this time, Brandon. That is a that's unfortunate shame now for Brandon. He's going to have to go round again then, and that is a shame there, isn't it? So Brandon's going to have to go around again. It's such a long lap distance as well, isn't it? It's of course you see we're touching the 36-second 1 minute 36-second mark, isn't it, for Vesely at the moment? Young Lights is in the facility. It's also a very good time there for Young Lights. So I think I should have bigged up those times a bit more there from Vesely and Young Lights. Impressive stuff, Fed, as we're getting underway then, so you can see over the Anderson Bridge now. Farshot is, as I said before, Farshot has been absolutely fantastic, hasn't he, in the last couple of races, so hopefully, and I think he's changed his helmet, Farshot. That's a shame. That was my favourite helmet on the grid. That Matt has just moved up to 4th fastest. Good stuff indeed there from the Red Bull driver. Matt has, I think Matt, when we was watching the last week, Matt there, unfortunately retired from the race there. You see, he was getting proper, he was getting proper bullied there in the turn 4, 5 and 6 complex of Mexico, didn't he? He was just getting nudged out of the way here, left, right and centre, down the mini stadium sector of Mexico, isn't he? So hopefully Matt can have a better run here. Oh, look how close Farshot is there. Of course, Seb Vettel usually gets very close to that concrete wall, but my goodness me, Farshot leaving no room for error there. Fantastic confidence from that man. Brandon is back in the pits there, so here comes Jonathan then. Jonathan is the record holder, 8 pole positions to his name in ALR Gold. Absolutely fantastic stuff. He's had 6 pole positions this season in 10 races. Is he going to make it 7 and 11? That'll be very good indeed. That Rob Borford comes down to the old corner. Used to be the Singapore Sling. Now it's just turn 13, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm a bit disappointed about that, but oh well. Granty is just say family blows there. Yeah. So we've also got just Clive Bayliss there. Go Cod Oliver there. And it's great to have you along tonight here with us as well, Clive. So I hope you enjoy the show. It's going to be a fantastic show as well, isn't it, Singapore's? It really is. If you want like action and drama, then I'll just say watch the highlights from last week, from Mexico. Well, don't watch it now, obviously, because oh, Jonathan there just kissing the barrier there, and he hasn't damaged his Alpha Male, but my goodness me, he might have been a bit too close for comfort for his liking. Flicking it through 22 and 23. He's coming up to the line, and he is fast as he is coming back on form now, isn't he, Jonathan? Is on board with Granty. He is just coming to the Anderson Bridge there as well. Like, get very cute then. Oh, we've also got Emerson also going over turn 7 as well. Back on board with Granty. Unfortunately, I can't get off board with Granty. So let's enjoy this on board lap, shall we, with the Williams driver. The Williams rocket driver Granty is with 3 wins this season there. He's had a pole position as well, 7 podiums, and 3 passes out there for Granty. That's why he's second in the championship at the moment. I was going to say that's why he's leading the championship, but the championship is so close, isn't it, between the 2 men? It's absolutely fantastic. It's like Schumacher and Hakkinen-esque, isn't it? Between these two, a lot of respect between the championship rivals, but at the same time, there's a steely determination, isn't there, to be the season 3 ALR champion. And of course, I'm winning coming out half distance. Either Granty goes fastest. Of course, he's not known for his 1-lap speed, is he, Granty? But my goodness me, he's thrown it straight in the 35s already. This is impressive pace, isn't it? I'm loving this. Here comes Steve coming down Raffles Boulevard. We've also got Nigel out on track as well. We got Fisher there. Remember what happened last season? Fisher was absolutely incredible around here, wasn't he? He was just dominating this race. Fisher was. He got pole position and he got the race win. I think he got fastest up as well. It was a walk in the park basically around Singapore, and you don't often hear that, do you? This is a tough old track. This is on board Steve, who is currently occupying that final 10th position there in the championship. We're on board him at the moment. Then we're aiming to lose at 4 cars in this session, so 16th, 17th, 18th and 19th. Then those are the times those are the positions that we are aiming to lose. That is, we come down into turn 15. Then accelerates the way there. I think Sutil had a spin there, didn't he? And I think he drove into the side of Nick Heidfeld, didn't he, in 2009. Something like that. Of course, anyone remembers that this race, the first race, is infamous for Crashgate. If anyone remembers, Nelson Piquet decided to crash on purpose, which is a very rare thing to do for Formula 1, isn't it? But he helped his teammate Fernando Alonso win his first race of that season as well, back in 2008. It was a bit of a barren spell 2008 and 9 for Fernando Alonso when he returned back to the Renault team. Steve goes 6 fast moment, good 17 from the Haas driver. We've got Nigel out on track as well. He's just navigating the final turn. He's in 21, then coming up to 22 and 23. We've got yellow flags fluttering. Here comes Nigel. Nigel then, of course, the champion of 1. He is at 6 fast at the moment. Nigel, he is 3rd in the championship at the moment. Car 36. Good stuff indeed there. Emerson is coming out of the pits now. Then we'll talk about the pit entry a bit later on, because it's a very difficult pit entry and exit here, actually. The pit exit, if anyone remembers, 2009, once again then, of course, Nico Rosberg bounced over that curb there and he got a drive-through penalty, didn't he? Of course, they won the F1. The rules in Formula 1 is you cannot go with the white line, can you? Because you will get a drive-through penalty. Here comes Brandon then. Mexico was absolutely all-inspiring, wasn't it, for Brandon? And he goes 6 fastest than Brandon does in the Tour. Also good 17 then. Fisher is on track at the moment. We've just got Sam, who's just moved up to 12 fastest. Sam, that's good stuff indeed. They're right off the bat there. Sam has 5 minutes to go in this session. This is where it's starting to heat up a bit. Then Cod Oliver is back on track at the moment. He is in the drop zone. We have got Emerson in the drop zone as well. Farfu's also in the drop zone. He makes a return after he enjoyed his weekend last weekend. I'm sure he did. We're on board with Fisher then, of course, the last season's winner around here. As I said, this race in Russia was absolutely incredible for Fisher, wasn't it? He was just in a league of 1, wasn't he, Fisher? Absolutely fantastic stuff, Ben. He has moved himself up to 5th in the title race, hasn't he? He is currently 85 points off the leader, so that is not a big chunk at all, is it? Well, it kind of is, I suppose, because of course you only get 25 points for a win and you get an extra point for fastest lap. But 85 points, anything can happen, especially in league races, isn't it? I think you can't really count many people out, can you? Especially at this stage. As I said, we're only just coming to half distance, around about that 15 of this race. So yeah, don't count anyone out just yet. That's definitely one to quote me on. So coming under the stand there as well. You can see, look at the flyovers here around Singapore. It's incredible, isn't it? This is a semi-permanent racetrack, isn't it? We're on the permanent part now. Of course, the start-finish straight. Here they come then. And where does Fisher go? He goes 2nd fastest there. Grant, he is the only man into the 35 zone in this first part of qualifying. Far from invalid his time. Just watching Emerson there as he is as a God Oliver goes into Call Oliver goes into 16th fast at the moment as I am just struggling with my graphics there. So Call Oliver is still 16th at the moment. Oh, and look how close Ayrton Emerson is. Of course, that's Emerson's older brother is Ayrton, but he is driving with the Ayrton Senna helmet. Of course, Ayrton Senna's birthday was actually yesterday, wasn't it, as well? I think he would have been 60, wouldn't he, or something like that. So, yeah, of course, a lost legend in Formula 1. And so on board with Emerson at the moment. He's coming over the Anderson Bridge. Now we've got a Alfa Romeo in front of us. It's John Cox there, the British-Italian driver then. Just getting out of the way then. Now is Emerson coming down Raffles Boulevard there. We've all got a Renault there parking in the car park there. Going over the curb there. Well, not taking too much curb there, Emerson is. It was Rob Board there with the man who's leading the championship now, Emerson is. I think he's the most winningest driver in ALR now. I think he's got 8 race wins, I think, to his name. Emerson has. Incredible, isn't it? This man came in, made his debut season 2, Azerbaijan, and he has torn up the form, but didn't he? I think he won 3 off the bat, didn't he? He won Azerbaijan, Spain, and he would have won Monaco as well. But unfortunately, circumstance didn't help him there. He has gone into 4th fastest. Emerson has good stuff indeed. There, where's Farfan? He is the last man to put a time in car 19 as he is coming into the formerly known as the Singapore Sling. It's not anymore, as everyone. Lights retire from the session. He's happy with 6th position, and he feels comfortable there. I think Gunnar might not feel comfortable. He's got to come out the pits fairly soon, Gunnar is, unless Gunnar is happy with that time there. I doubt he is. I think Gunnar can go a bit quicker than that, I think. We've got Cod Oliver, who's also in the drop zone as well, as is Roscoe. Roscoe's out on track at the moment. Mr. Elite is cutting in a bit of fine as well. We've got Sam and Echo and Matt on track as well. Yellow flagging too. I'm not sure what's going on too, but who knows then? Gavin, Gunnar has just said, first name acquaintances. Now, my goodness me, oh wow, yeah, I can't believe it. First name acquaintances with Gunnar. Wow, I feel absolutely honoured. Here comes Favre coming through the final turn, and Favre is going to have another go now on the Ferrari. We're keeping on Favre. Lovely shot here. This is Cod Oliver at the moment. Then he is just coming down. I think it is the second straight. Then yeah, in between 9 and 10, I think it is. So Gunnar said, hands up if you hate Singapore, you don't like my Singapore helmet. I did comment on the Fireshot's helmet earlier on. Yeah, I got to say, I think of Fireshot's helmet before. It was absolutely a lovely helmet. I only did a bit of black actually on that helmet, so I do like helmets, but I think it was a bit plain to me. But I'll have another look for you, Fireshot. But yeah, I gotta say, I preferred your helmet before. Gunnar has retired from the session then, so Gunnar is our first. Is the first man then to bite the dust. Then he is out of qualified, so that's a shame there for Gunnar. Farfair is really much on the. Oh my goodness me, going over the Anderson Bridge, they're almost out of control, isn't he? The Ferrari driver, my goodness me, and accelerated out of the Anderson Bridge and coming into turn 50. There's just a bit of a kinky kink then, coming down then into 15 now then, and you can see then we got road lines and signals all over the track there, haven't we? Gamer has retired for the session as well, but Gamer, is he coming through with that time? My goodness me, that's a man who's very confident, isn't he? I think I might ask him for the lottery numbers. Farfen, he needs to have a nice and tidy lap then to finish off this current lap. Then can he get through? Well, this is going to be all or nothing. Then we've just seen Jonathan Cox retired for the session. So Farf is in the pits, and Farf is in the pits. He is out of qualifying. My goodness me, the man who's won 3 Grand Prix in ALR is out already. Wow, that's a shocking turnout for the books. And Cod Oliver then is a 10th and second down on his personal best. Here comes Mr. Lee. He is starting as well. We've also got Sam, who's 2 tenths of a second up, 6 tenths of a second up. It's Echo. My goodness me, Echo is very close to the wind here, isn't he? Here he comes. Oh, lovely helmet there, very bright there. Got to put my sunglasses on. He is in 8th fast at the moment. Good 17. What about Matt? Here comes Matt then as he is coming into 4. No, yet he's in the pits, and Matt is in the pits. He's very perilously close then to the drop. So we've got Cod Oliver, who is coming to the second sector now. He's 5 tenths as Cod Oliver is. He needs an almighty mammoth lap then to get himself out of the drop zone. Mr. Elite is in the drop zone at the moment, and so Sam is could potentially get out here. Remember, Sam, I got to say, in Monaco did a great race. I think he's becoming a street racer, isn't he? A street fighter. Sam is. Here he comes then through 22 and 23. he? Where is he? He is in ninth position. A fantastic lap from Sam. Absolutely spectacular. Here comes Carl Oliver. Follow a couple of corners now. Rob Boricod. Here he comes. And he doesn't improve his time, unfortunately. Now, what about Mr. Elite? Matt is on the cusp between Mr. Elite and Matt. And as, here he goes as he's coming for the chicane. It's gone very wide. Then Mr. Elite, as he accelerates, goes over the curbs. And before going into the ground front. Oh, he's in the wall! He's in the wall! And oh my goodness me, he has crashed there. And Mr. Elite giving it his all there, but unfortunately he is out of the Singapore Grand Prix qualifying. And the Grand Prix very close. I remember, if your car gets damaged on your way back to the pits there, you are out of qualifying as well. Unfortunately, Mr. Elite is out of qualifying, and oh my goodness me, then as there's an Alfa Romeo just coming in the pits, and what a shame then for Mr. Elite. Then he was giving it all full beans there, but it just didn't come off for him, did it? So Mr. Elite is out of qualifying then, unfortunately, as Echolag just coming through the final couple of corners there, and he's just completing his lap as well. So we have lost in this first qualifying session Mr. Elite, who has gone into the Tech Pro barrier just under where the spectators were. Just gone to the spectators. We've lost Carl Oliver, Gunnar, and also Farf as well. But to be honest, where Mr. Elite crashed, we've had a lot of drivers that have crashed around there. Just to hear this list, then we've had Narain Carter Kane. What a legend he was. Made his debut back in the Jordan in 2005. But unfortunately, Carter Kane's been in the wall there. I think we've had Bruno Senna in the wall there as well, haven't we? We've also had Danny Rick in 2013, who's literally just after got announced for the Red Bull drive. So we have lost. So just as the standings are being showed on the screen here, Farf, Gunnar, Oliver, and Mr. Elite have all out of qualifying, and we will not be seeing them until the race, which is coming up after this qualifying show. That's the beauty about online league racing, is that in the real world of Formula 1, you have to wait a whole day. Not here. We're straight in it. We're straight into the action. We're straight into the main event. That's how it should be. So we're now going to go into qualifying 2 then in just a few moments then. So just taking a quick look then, we've got fire shot. After this I'm changing it back, but Singapore is one of my favourites, so it's only for Singapore. It has more colours. Oh, it does it? Well, I'll have another look at your helmet in a in a bit fire shot. And of course, I mean on your head as well. We're into the second qualifying session now then, and we're 15 seconds into the second qualifying session. And yeah, we will have a look at Goon at Fireshot's helmet in just a second. I thought it was all black, so apologies about that. Maybe I missed that. I don't know. It's the lights, isn't it? Under the lights, and these cars look so spectacular under the lights. They do. They look absolutely beautiful stuff. John Phillips just asked, how come Ghosting's not on? I'm not really. I don't know, to be honest. Yeah, maybe we just like to throw a spider in the works. Who knows? We've also got Gunnar saying better position than what I expected there. As Gunnar is up into 18th position, I think. So good, somebody got Jonathan out on track straight away then. There are 2 DRS zones around here. Of course, the drag reduction system, that is, so basically what happens is when the rear wing opens and it reduces drag then. So it makes the cars go slightly quicker then, doesn't it? Yeah, that's what the drag reduction zone is. And of course, for the race, then you have to be within a second behind the car in front to use it in a race simulation then. Sorry. Oh gosh. Yeah, so we have it's on the start finish straight, and it's also in between turns 6 and 7 then, so that's where the action points are going to be. So keep an eye out for that, guys. It's going to be very tasty indeed, very fruitful, isn't it? Jonathan now coming down at Raffles Boulevard. Now, of course, in the real world of Formula 1, I think they also have a DRS zone right here, don't they? So I'm not sure where that update's gone with the Formula 1 game there, but oh well, that's my gripe for tonight. We always have to involve Cove Masters one way or another, don't we? So tonight that is my gripe. I'm sure I'll have some more as when I've commentated on this race over the past, we've had some very interesting scenarios, haven't we? I think last season was. All I remember is Fisher just dominating this race. So it was absolutely incredible from Fisher, wasn't it? But I think it was all action from Fisher downwards. So Jonathan there is just about to start up now. He's on the medium compound tires, and away he goes then. As we have just as Grant saying, I thought I was going to retire if I hit Mr. Elite. We've also got Brandon also saying, I'm going to push harder now as well. And oh, Jonathan is invalidating his time. As I was looking down, and I'm probably like almost well, basically a couple of seconds behind you guys there. But yeah, Jonathan unfortunately violated his time then, and he is going to have to go run again then. Of course, the track limits. Oh, and Matt, look at that! Matt just ran slightly too wide, and he has also got an invalidated time as well. And I think that is very harsh indeed there from Matt, and unfortunately he's going to have to go around again then as well. So yeah, that is absolutely brutal, isn't it? Wow. Vesey there is just starting us up as well. We've also got a very close fire shot as well. Vesey and fire shot very close together. Both on the hard tires here. Vesey and fire shot there. I wonder if they've had a bit of a natter in the chat somewhere. Perhaps then they decided to go on the hard tires. Of course, in this what these guys do. Oh, Vesey has lost his front end plate there. Oh my goodness me! Then the Renault car is going to be a bit lighter now, but unfortunately he ain't going to be able to turn. A fire shot then is also is behind him as well. Yellow flags in free as it is one of the Red Bulls are just about to start. I think it's Younglight's just about to get himself cooking on gas, isn't he? On board with Farshot, he's definitely going to be hurting with the dirty air there. Of course, the dirty air can expand to 5 seconds back, isn't it, with these Formula 1 cars, these modern day Formula 1 cars, these absolutely these gladiators of machines then. Yeah, Farshot then is it's going to be struggling, isn't it? But Vesey is in his right then to carry on, even if he has damage there to his Renault, he still has the right to carry on, doesn't he? Vesey does, of course. Vesey, the new full-time driver in the Renault there, of course. Vesey. So welcome back, Vesey. He has made 8 starts in ALR, made 7 in his first season, in season 1, didn't he? And he's returned as well. He's had a pole position to his name, Vesey has. He's also had 4 podiums, 1 fast lap, and 1 DNF actually in his history as well. He is very consistent, Vesey is. So he doesn't retire much, does he? Farshot coming into the line, and Farshot is the first one to put a time on the board on the hard tires in the Rich Energy Haas F1 team. Good 17, but Gamer's gone fastest on a 37, and he's on the medium compound tires. Gamers, as you can see once again, the striking red, black, and yellow helmet there. Very much Belgian colours there, isn't it? Younglight's there, floating close to the wall there. I thought he was going to be in it. We got Brandon there who says he's pushing harder out. Let's see if he's telling the truth. We've also got Echo as well, and coming out of turn 21. There he is indeed then. And not as close to the wall as what Farshot was. My goodness me then. As we're coming through the final turn then. And let's see what Echo can do. He goes second fastest in the Alfa Romeo mode. And he's using car 24. We've got a Red Bull in the background there. I think that is Lights, is it? It is Lights. And he is lighting up the time machine. Absolutely fantastic time there from Lights. Wow, good time indeed. He loves this track, doesn't he? I say since Australia, Lights has really turned it up, hasn't he? He's really turned it on there, as there's my also a very apt pun there as well, so I'm quite happy with that one. Yeah, but Lights really has been impressive, hasn't he? Oh, Brandon, they're very close to the Arnco there. Here he comes in. He's on the hard tires as well. This is interesting stuff, isn't it? A lot of guys are going for the harder shot tire here. This is a really good stuff. We're used to seeing the medium compound tires out there, aren't we? But yeah, to have hard tires out, this is absolutely splendid stuff, isn't it? From a strategy point of view, it's an absolutely fascinating dynamic. Here comes Fisher. He is second fastest moment behind Younglight. Said just shows how good Younglight is around here. My goodness me, that's an eye opener, isn't it? Samuel coming down that Raffles Boulevard. We've also got Emerson out on the track as well, so we're going to stay with Sam. He is on the medium compound. Oh, getting a bit squirrely there, isn't he? Coming out of 15 then in the McLaren then, and coming up to the chicane now, turn 16 and 17, and of course McLaren have announced today that of course they will be still up into the Mercedes team, even though what's going on. And oh my goodness me, I thought he was heading straight into the wall there. The only person I remember crashing around that corner actually, it was actually a bit further on, was Bottas, wasn't it, in the practice session earlier in the 2019. Oh, Sam is invalid this time. I wonder if the tires was overheating then, because he was getting very light on the rear there, wasn't he? My goodness me, it was very active, wasn't it? There is the back end wants to overtake the front, and once again Emerson getting very close. These guys are very close to the barriers. They're going to be bravery, the absolutely of the utmost there, and Emerson has gone fastest on a 36. Beautiful stuff indeed. That Nigel has started his lap. Let's go on board with Nigel then. Oh look, this is the accelerator then, as he is now coming up and down into turn 6 as well then. And you can see that this is the first DRS, so right on the money as well. That is the you can see it's a bit of a tunnel effect, isn't it? If we go under all the high rises around here, it's incredible, isn't it? How it's a modern day jewel in the crown of Formula 1, isn't it? Singapore Grand Prix, which actually reminds me, of course, did Nigel hit the wall then? He did hit the wall, but I don't think he's damaged his end plate there. Is that Sam now get out of the way then? But yeah, it does remind me, of course, talking of Jewel in the Crown, Monaco would not be on the calendar this year at all. We've had a lot of postponements, but Monaco, I think, is the first official Grand Prix that's been cancelled. And that's the first time since 1954 that Monaco hasn't been on the calendar there. I was quite surprised by that, as it just randomly appeared on the Twitter for me about I think it was yesterday or so. But that's incredible, isn't it? So what a shame that we've lost Monaco. It's going to be weird on a season without Monaco, isn't it? It's just it might not feel right, really, will it? Anyway, but yeah, it's just a very surreal situation out there, isn't it? It sounds like something of a horror movie, doesn't it? But that's what the beauty is of esports. That's the beauty of online league racing in Formula 1 and whatever else you're doing, whether it's iRacing, whether it's that's all I know. Whether it's Forza or anything like that, that's the beauty, isn't it? So I think self-quarantine is probably something that I do quite well, really, on a daily basis. So no change for me. Matt then coming out of turn 50 as well. Sam is invalidated, so he's going to have to go around again. We're just staying with Matt then. He is going to have another go then after, unfortunately, he ran wide, didn't he? He ran wide there coming out of the turn 3, I think it was, wasn't it? Slightly, and he's hit the wall as well there, but I think he's carried on. It was just a glancing blow there from that, so carry on as you will. Here he comes through 22 and 3 as well, flicks it through. Where does he come? And he goes into 6 fast one. Good stuff indeed there. We're just seeing Mercedes getting wheeled back in the pits there. I think that was Emerson. Jonathan now coming for the final turn then, and look at this, it feels like we're drifting, and he goes full fast in the medium tyres then. Good stuff indeed then. So Sam there is, he's invalidated this time again, Sam has. There's only 5.5 minutes to go. I wonder if he might have to come back in the pits there, change tyres and go again then. Vesey is still in the hard tyres, he's still on a good old crack at this, isn't he? We've also got, love that shot from Nigel there, beautiful. So Vesey there is still on track at the moment, but I think he's coming in on an in lap at the moment then. So we're going to stay with Grant, and here's the champion. It is Grant then. It looked just in front of us is Jonathan. He came third in the championship last year, didn't he? Jonathan currently 4th in the standings at the moment there, isn't he? He's been incredible in qualifying. The race trim, I think race trim just needs to work on a bit. I think the first couple of races the race trim, Jonathan was really good, but it's just come slightly undone as of late, hasn't it? Granty, I think, has been impressive, but in the whole of the season so far, he's been a machine, hasn't he? Granty has. He's just been out. He just keeps coming at you, don't he? Granted, that's brilliant stuff indeed. Then he's coming over the Anderson Bridge as well. It seems like he's feathering off there slightly. As we're just taking a look at the comments, and of course I'm going to read these out because I can't think of the word there. Basically, it's making me feel good. That's all that matters, isn't it? We've got Oliver's Gaming Channel. Hello to the next Murray Walker. I gotta say that is the best compliment I've had in my entire life. And I've been compared to the likes of Ron Weasley and Ed Sheeran, but I think that being compared to the great Murray Walker is absolutely fantastic, isn't it? So yeah, that is absolutely amazing. Of course, we've also got Clive Bailey as well. You should do this for a living. You're amazing. I gotta say, I do enjoy my Sundays and Mondays and Thursdays as well of sitting on my sofa on my couch. I almost went American there. Sitting on my sofa and just narrowing about Formula 1 cars going around some of the best racetracks in the world. This one's a fairly new racetrack, isn't it? Of course, the Singapore Grand Prix 2008 it debuted, didn't it? It's had some crackers as well, some barnstorming races. There's been some incredible highlights as well. Of course, if everyone remembers 2012 where Hamilton broke down whilst leading the race there, and that ultimately decided his decision to go to Mercedes. Just figure he won that race, how history would be different. Incredible, isn't it? We also remember 2017 Vettel Verstappen, and also Kimi Räikkönen came to blows coming out of just before they came into turn 1. Incredible stuff as well. Unfortunately caught the unaware of Fernando Alonso as well, and Hamilton went on to win that race, and Hamilton was quite downbeat about that, wasn't he? Was downbeat before going into the race, wasn't he? He didn't feel he had a prayer between against the Red Bulls and the Ferraris, but my goodness me, I think that someone was definitely looking down on him that day, wasn't it? Sam is still out on track at the moment. Sam needs to, he's got 3 minutes there, Sam has. I feel that it might be too little too late. Here comes Steve coming to the line. He jumps up into 8 fast at the moment. Good stuff indeed there. Really good stuff indeed. Oliver there saying, come on to my teammate. And of course his teammate tonight is Emerson, and he is in first position at the moment there. Lovely shot from Steve there, still from Steve's rear. I'm loving that. Sam is, well, I mean his rear is called out, but I'm sure Steve's also got a very nice behind as well. Sam there coming out of coming into turn 6 as well. Yellow flags fluttering. We're on board Sam once again. Then he needs to look at all the cars on track then, and Sam is, I think that Sam has had to call it a day. Sam might be out qualifying here, as I think he's going to run out of fuel. What a shame there. Oh my goodness me. As Emerson said, yes Ollie, as we got a bit of a bromance forward in the Mercedes pick, in the Mercedes camp. Fantastic stuff indeed then. Brandon there coming out of turn 3 then, and you can see there's the Singapore Eye. No, is it called the Singapore? No, that's the London Eye, isn't it? Oh gosh, I've just renamed the Singapore Ferris wheel there. No, I'm not really sure what it's called there, but it's a landmark, isn't it, here around Marina Bay, isn't it? Here comes Brandon, 4/10 of a second up in the Toro Rosso. Good stuff indeed for Brandon there, as of course around turn 8 as well. Of course, if anyone remembers that rate of corner, I'm sure that Schumacher went to the back of Verde there, didn't he? As Fisher's gone fast there, he's decided to return the wick. Fisher has, hasn't he? Fisher is fast as second as ever so in the world. I'm loving this. This is cracking stuff indeed then. Absolutely good stuff on board then with Brandon as he's coming over the Anderson Bridge now. Lovely shot here from the ring. I gotta say, look at the cars under the light there. It's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? These cars are so beautiful. I absolutely love it. Coming down Raffles Boulevard as well then. 1.2 seconds up, Brandon is. And by the way, if that's not Raffles Boulevard, oh, that's not sorry, it's a Mercedes McLaren just going off the. I thought he went in the wall. They had a lovely shot here with the sleeping policeman. Oh my goodness me, almost took my hair off. Now Brandon there coming out of turn 17 as well, then going under the grandstand here. That's a unique feature of this Singapore track there, isn't it? Less than a minute to go then. Brandon is in the drop zone. Sam is in the drop zone. We've got Echo. We've got Vesely and also Roscoe in the drop zone as well. 22 and 23. And I'm making up these corner names. Brandon goes into 7 fast. It's good stuff indeed there. Echo is on track. He's 4/10 second up. Sam is 19 seconds down. Vesely's on an outlap apparently. Roscoe is just moved up into 11 fast at the moment. That's not enough for Roscoe at the moment. He is on the cusp then. Matt is improved by 3/10 of a second. We've also got Echo coming out of Anderson Bridge as well. We'll stay with Echo then as he is in 13th position there. Sorry, I had to take a breather. As he's in 13th, he's half a second up then as he comes down onto turn 50 as well. Keeping away from the curb there, Echo is said you can't take a bit of the curb there. We're on board with the Alfa Romeo driver. His teammate is in the pits there. He's got his feet up. Jonathan Cox there has got his feet up there, and I think he's chilling out there just enjoying himself now, isn't he? As Jonathan there is just happy that the pressure has been abated, hasn't it? The same for all the top 6 drivers as they're all through, I believe. Anyway, I'd say Brandon's probably through as well. Anyone in the 36s, I would say, are comfortable. Here comes Echo. He's on in 10 fast mode. Steve is also finished as well. Nigel is on the cusp. He's improved by a second up. Nigel's Gamer is a 10th for a second up. Roscoe is not going for it again. Matt is 4/10 for a second up. Vesey is gone third fast. He has indeed. Vesey has it. Here comes Matt. He's coming through turn 22 and 23. Let's see what he can do. He goes 10 fastest. Matt is in 10th position by a whisker. Incredible stuff. Gamer 6/10 of a second up. Can Gamer, he got through the Q3 this time last season in Singapore. Can he do it again then? Remember, he was on his debut as well. Well, we got Nigel who's just trying to finish his time then. Matt's in the 36 then. No, I saved by a whisker, but that was 3/10 for a second. He's knocked Steve out there. Now he got to Gamer then as he is coming through turn 21 then. He's not too close to the barrier. He's staying, keeping within limits then. 23, what's he doing? And Gamer goes 10 fast. He knocks Matt out by, oh my goodness me, 600ths of a second. What a qualifier now. And a great time there for Gamer to sneak it through into Q3. Both Reynolds are through into qualifying 3. Fantastic stuff. Matt, unfortunately, there is out by a whisker there. So that was a great interqualifying, wasn't it? I'm loving that. As Brandon there is taking a more leisurely pace around Singapore. Then as I think he's just taking a look at. I think that might be keen to a track walk then for Brandon. But he is through into qualifying 3. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed. Then oh sorry, I've missed all your comments there. They didn't appear up on my screen now, so sorry about that, guys. We have got. We got Clive Bay is saying, this is amazing, I've never heard anyone get so excited on a Mercedes. I gotta say, if I actually brought a Mercedes car, I'd get very excited indeed. That I quite like the Mercedes the Mercedes C-Class. Is that what it is? I don't really know my road cars, to be honest. I'm just trying to be cool. Unfortunately, out of qualifying 2, Sam has been knocked out of qualifying 2. So is Roscoe, Echo, Steve, and Matt by a whisker. I thought 36 would have been suffice. That really isn't the case at all. So unfortunately, Matt is out of qualifying then, and a Gamer going through by 600th of a second then. That was incredibly close, wasn't it? And just a quick note there, Gamer's the only man to start on the soft tires in the top 10. Is that going to be a factor in the race there later on? I'm really looking forward to seeing what that answer is. Ayrton has said, who needs a real F1 when we can hear Sean's voice? Said, I gotta say, it does get a bit draining after a while, guys, though. So yeah, if you're going to listen to any of the former ALR races, then I suggest you watch them about an hour apart. We've also, or you can watch some of the season one highlights where we had Nosey in the commentary box as well. As I gotta say, one of my favourite races to commentate with Nosey was the Hungarian Grand Prix, and also Brazil as well. That was a cracking time. That really was a good time in my life. We've also got Fireshot saying, have you seen the colours? No, I haven't, not yet. Well, I was on board with you in Q2, but it looked black to me. So there's nothing wrong with a black helmet. But yeah, it just looked a bit. I'd still throw you off one at the moment. Then of course I do love a good helmet debate, and I would like to hear what your thoughts are on who's your favourite helmet design. It really is. Then I got to say, I quite like Jonathan's helmet there. It's got a really nice Italian feel to it, hasn't it? A bit of red, green, and white. I love the helmet. I do love Emerson's helmet as well, but of course that's the great Ayrton Senna's helmet, isn't it? So that's probably why. But yeah, look at that. That's beautiful, isn't it? We've also got Fireshot saying Fisher reset to track. Yeah, I crashed and someone was coming behind me. I didn't want to get in their way. We've also got Ayrton saying it's not draining. You're the next Murray Walker. Oh, thank you guys. Wouldn't be the same without your smooth, sexy voice. Oh yes, I could be on those programs, couldn't I? Like I could be on your Tom or something. Gosh, yeah, maybe that ain't gonna really brighten up your Monday morning. Is listen to me saying turn left. Oh goodness me! And I feel that this is Monday morning traffic jam. We got a lot of cars out on track at the moment there, haven't we? Blimey! And so it's coming down to the Singapore Sling. Then Fisher is leading this trade of cars in mode, but I think Grant there is not interested in one iota there. My goodness me, Granty's got the Raffles Boulevard straight, hasn't he? So Granty is out there straight away. He's on the soft tires. Granty is, and let's see what the champion can do then. And there's a tune is just saying in 300 yards, turn left. So, yep, it's not a Tom anymore. I think it's going to be a Sean or a Meek. I don't know. Meek sounds better, doesn't it? Anyway, Grant there coming through the final turn then. 23! Let's go then! It's a Grant there, DRS right on the money then. And he comes into turn 1, as you can see, just above us is the Singapore flyover. So it's incredible, isn't it? Planting a Formula 1 track there right in the heart of Marina Bay. It's absolutely stunning stuff, isn't it? And as Grant there, I thought he had slowed down there. It's yellow flagging free there. Of course, I think it's the young guys there just trying to find some breathing space there, isn't it? As we're coming down then to turn number, the infamous turn 7 there. We've had a lot of answers down there. As unfortunately, Hamilton's been involved in a lot of them down there, hasn't he? Of course, 2010, Webber and Hamilton did come to blows there, didn't they? I am a big Mark Webber fan as well as a big Hamilton fan. I was a massive Hamilton fanboy when he was in the McLaren team. But yeah, I think that was a bit of a difficult one because I really, I was torn there because I really wanted Webber to win that season, the 2010 season. I thought he was, I just loved his outspoken demeanour. He was absolutely brilliant, wasn't he? He's a funny old lad, wasn't he, Mark Webber? Grant there coming out of the Anderson Bridge then, and down at Raffles Boulevard as well. Then I think Schumacher has actually crashed down here as well. Actually, thinking about it, I'm sure he crashed. I think he crashed there actually between himself and Verne in 2012. And of course, Jean Verne now Formula E champion, isn't he? Unfortunately, Formula E it's been hit by the delays as well, hasn't it? So it's gotta say, I didn't realise how much of a sports fan I was there. Unfortunately, my body doesn't look like a athlete, but my goodness me, I do enjoy watching it nonetheless. But yeah, it's gotta say, I didn't realise how much I missed the football and even the tennis or anything. Well, I've watched badminton anyway, but we're watching this. Granty has gone fast at the moment now on a 35. My goodness me, that's a cracking old time from Granty. He's a validated time, but that is not to worry then. What about Fisher? Fisher, can he have his claim to fame then? Of course, this man was dominating last year. He is on pole position by a 32 to 35.2. Then Emerson has gone fast, second faster. The Mercedes, my goodness me, the top three men are a whisker away from each other. Absolutely brilliant stuff. What about Jonathan? He's in the pits and he is the record pole position over the road. Nigel's gone third, fourth fastest. Vesey's moved himself into second and mode. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Red Bull going across the line of Young Lights. He is fourth fastest and Young Lights is keeping himself in the mix. And Brandon, it's just slightly further back at the moment. We've also got a Gamer out on track, but he's invalid this time, so we'll leave Gamer to it then. Here comes Brandon then. He is coming to Singapore Sling then on board with the Toro Rosso driver. And both Toro Rosso cars are also... Oh, we got rain! We've got rain! Oh my goodness me! Where did this rain come from? I didn't even hear anything about rain. And wow, this is going to be absolutely incredible. This might be the grid then, and Fisher might be on pole position for the second season in Singapore. Wow, this is incredible stuff, and this rain has come out of nowhere. Jonathan is usually on the money with the weather. He's usually my tech Clarence down the pit lane, but this is absolutely outstanding. Well, it ends for and then in terms of the qualifying action there, because we might be robbed of an absolutely final show, and that is a shame then. So yeah, Granty there is in sixth fast mode, Nigel fastest, Lights in fourth, Emerson third, Vesley is second, Fisher is on pole position then. Brandon there very close to the wall then. Here he comes and he's got to complete this time nonetheless then, because he's just run out of deployment. He's run out of deployment now. He stays in seventh fastest. Jonathan is on that mode, so is Fireshot as well. Oh goodness me, then this is going to get very, very tense indeed then. Intermediate tires for Gamer. I think it's a bit too early for intermediate tires yet, but that is a lot of rain in a short space of time then. I didn't even expect rain. I did look to the sky. Well, of course, won't go on board. We can see the sky then, but I got to say, you can't really tell if it's of course, it's a night sky, so you can't really tell if it's a cloudy sky or a happy sky, really, can you? Fireshot then, as you can see, look at how tough it is. There's a lot of water on this track very quickly on indeed, isn't it? I gotta say, when it does rain under the lights, whether it's in Bahrain, Abu Dhabi or whatever, of course it does only rain 12 days a year in Bahrain. I love to throw that nugget in there, I do. But the arse has been the same one. That is incredible. This rain has come out nowhere in less than a minute. This well, not less than a minute, but this is incredible stuff. We got oh, that's Jonathan, he spun it. He's coming out of the Singapore Sling. He is in the wall. Jonathan is the British Italian driver is in the wall. And look at the spray kind of from underneath the wheels. Oh my goodness me, this is incredible, isn't it? Jonathan is not going to be on pole position. Fireshot just needs to complete a time and he'll be in 8th position, but he has to get around, doesn't he? I've also got Gamer out on track as well. Oh my goodness me, that is absolutely incredible stuff, and indeed. Wow, I'm absolutely shocked by what's going on here. Absolutely. Fireshot is coming back in the pits, and with 5 minutes to go then. Fireshot's gone off track then. I think if that happens in the race, you get a 5-second penalty, don't you? If anyone remembers the Russian Grand Prix, I think someone drove slightly off the... I think they overshot the pit entry and they got a 5-second... I think they got a 10-second actually, wasn't it? It was a brutal penalty out there. We got intermediate tyres for Granty, so I wonder if there's rain on the horizon for the race, and Granty's just trying to dip his toe in the water, so to speak, and just see what the weather conditions are like out there. Jonathan has damaged the car, I think. What a shame, and that's a lot of damage. Actually, it's not just a bit of damage. He's lost the whole front wing there on the Alfa Romeo. What a shame there for Jonathan then. He is coming back in the pits now, and you can see also overshooting there like Fireshot as well. Gamer there is, look at how struggling. Look at this, and he just spun it like that. Is probably one of the slowest spins you ever see. Sometimes it does feel quite pathetic to spin like that, but these cars are so difficult to drive. I think they're so difficult to drive when you're at a minimum speed, isn't it? And unfortunately, their Gamer there having a little spin there, and unfortunately that is there's no damage done really, is it? He's currently 9th at the moment then, and I think if he completes this lap, oh my goodness me, he's thrown into the bar. He's in the Tech Pro as Fisher's retired from the session, and so Fisher is currently on pole position then for the Singapore Grand Prix. That is Fisher's first pole position of the season, technically his second pole position, but of course he didn't. Of course he got a 5-place group penalty for his misdemeanor in Monaco there. So that is Fisher's third pole position of his career then. So good stuff indeed there for Fisher. Congratulations, well done. And Gamer, as you can see, we're on board. Gamer is really struggling there to get around this track, isn't it? Brandon's retired for the session. Right, a lovely bit of kick out there from the Redo there of Gamer. He'll be on the soft tyres then to start the race tomorrow. He's in the pits. Look how damp that track is. That is very greasy track indeed, isn't it? As he is in the pits then, so that's unfortunate for Gamer. We've got a couple of guys out on track. It's Granty then, and I'm not sure if Granty was trying to go in a straight line there, or if he was, or maybe he's just giving Claire Williams a wave, perhaps. Then who knows? But yeah, he was very on the inside there, wasn't he? 2 minutes to go in this session, or 2 3/4 minutes to go in this session. As we just take a look then, we've got Nathan Hughes. We've got Nathan Hughes there, of course. Come on, Emerson, president of the fan club. Of course, Nathan Hughes there is always available, isn't it? Where Emerson needs some fans there, isn't he? And I think Nathan Hughes went a bit quiet. Whoa, my goodness me, Grant there almost going into the barrier there. Yeah, I think Nathan Hughes went a bit quiet there, didn't he? I think that's what Everson went on a bit of a barren spell, didn't he? So it's great to see Nathan Hughes back in the comment section. We've also got Oliver saying, someone give this man some water there. I've actually got a big old bottle of squash at the moment. I've got summer fruits on the go there as I think it was the first day of spring, wasn't it, the other day? Oh, wow, that is an incredible drift there for Granty. Oh, I love it, that. I think he's just put on the show for us, isn't he? Granty is the man of the people, isn't he? And he is absolutely loving life out there. I gotta say, I really enjoyed this. Brilliant stuff there from the champion there. Really just flicking out his rear end there. Absolutely beautiful. We have also got Clive Bayless there, give him a medal, more like Oliver. We've also got, oh, thanks guys. Gotta say, the only medal I ever had was actually finishing last race. It wasn't even a medal, I think it was a wooden spoon there. I think it was a swim race, and I can't even swim! And I think Granty might need some flippers as well, by the looks, because he is struggling there in these wet conditions as well, and he has damaged the car there, so I think it's one party trick too many there for Granty. So unfortunately, Granty has damaged the car. Young Lister retired from the session, but he's in full fastest there, really mixing up there, Young Lister. That's absolutely brilliant stuff as well. We're watching Nigel there, he's coming down Raffles Boulevard now. We've got Sam there saying, hate Cody's always put rain in qualifying free. Jonathan saying, hashtag mine elsewhere. Yep, thoughts with you, buddy. Hope everything is, well, it's just such a difficult time at the moment, isn't it, for Jonathan? Yeah, Fisher also replied there, thanks Monaco, of course. Fisher there would have been in a second pole position this season, but unfortunately there, 5th place group penalty in Monaco. And we've also got Sam saying, does it rain in Singapore? It does even rain in Singapore. Cody's not very good then, didn't want to rain today. Well, I think that the only time the only ever rain affected session at all is actually the race on 2017, wasn't it? I don't think it's ever rained. I think it was a bit damp, wasn't it, in one of the qualifying practice free sessions, wasn't it? But that was about it, really. I don't think, of course, the only other time it rained was actually in the race as well. We're just watching Fest there, who's on track at the moment. We've got Farshot, there he is, he's coming through. If Farshot completes this lap, he will get into 8th fastest, but same with Jonathan as well. It's a race to see who's going to start at 8th finish there. I thought Farshot was going straight on there. My goodness me, they're getting very good indeed then. As Fisher said, yeah, 2017 Seb, yeah, of course, Seb, Kimi, and Max there. Unfortunately, didn't make it past turn 1. I don't think so. Yeah, that was unfortunate. Seb didn't even make it past turn 5, did he? Farshot has come through and he's up into 8 fastest. So Farshot is up into 8 fastest. Jonathan there, can he improve on that 53.445 then from that Farshot? Here comes Jonathan there, just coming out of turn 18, something like that. So it's there's so many corners on here. I struggle to count past 10 then. So really, that's why Austria is my perfect track. We're on board there with Jonathan there. As you can see, look at how I can't believe it. In the matter of the space of 12 minutes, this track has become absolutely saturated in the water coming from the sky then. As now Jonathan is 8th fast, so he has improved. He's in 8th position. Farshot is in 9th position. That may pay dividends. Look at the rain, look at the rain. It's falling down here in Singapore. And my question now is, Granty has got no nose contour there. So as he's just commented there, no TC drifting there. So Granty there is just and a bit of fun before the serious stuff starts. Said Nigel then is in look at that, he's 11 seconds down, isn't he? And that just showed that it's incredible, isn't it? And remember, 11 seconds is night and day, isn't it, in between the Formula 1 cars, isn't it? It's absolutely impressive stuff indeed there. Into the pits, there comes Nigel. Look at how much you got to slow the car down. And remember, 22 and 23 there on normal laps is absolutely flying, isn't it? So really got to make sure that you take it calm coming into the pits, so you get a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pits, don't you? If you go over the 80 kilometer an hour speed limit. As I gotta say, I thought that I thought Granty was done and dust there. Well, technically, it doesn't really make much difference, does it? Because, of course, we're coming into the race now as well. As qualified is over then. As unfortunately, the rain has stopped now, is it? No, it hasn't. I was just on the wrong camera angle there. So we're now getting ready for the race, and so I'm glad you. Thank you all for joining us tonight. It's been absolutely fantastic qualifying session, and as Grant there is getting himself lined up in a position which is not too familiar for him as well. As so yeah, Grant there just I think that's a well on the grid. Of course, Grant will be starting 6th fastest. Look at that rain. That rain is horizontal, isn't it? That's a lot of rain, isn't it? I'm wondering. The question is now, we're going to have rain in the race then. That is the question that I'm asking. That's the question that maybe you guys are going to be asking as well. Let's go through the top 10, shall we? Fisher is on pole position for the 3rd time in his career, for the 1st time this season, by 10th a second from Vesey, who is 2nd, and Emerson in 3rd position. 4th position is Lights, 5th is Nigel, Granty in 6th position, Brandon 7th, Jonathan 8th, 9th position is Fireshot, and 10th is Gamer. That is the top 10. I'm rubbing my hands with glee. This is going to be absolutely fantastic stuff, Ben, for the race, which is coming up in just a few minutes time then. As we got Brandon saying, Granty boy is Tokyo Drift boy. Yeah, it was, I think it's, wasn't it Fast and Furious 3, wasn't it, Tokyo Drift? That was the first ever Fast and Furious film I watched. So I was just wetting my whistle. Yeah, I'm not sure in terms of timeline. Is that the first Fast and Furious game? Fast and Furious film, possibly. I don't really know, to be honest. I only started watching it because I seen The Rock was in the new one. So of course, yep. I do love The Rock. Oh, gosh, he's a man, isn't he? Anyway, enough about that. Let's get on to the race, shall we? And you can see there is no rain coming from the sky, is there? And that is good. That is only good for the drivers and good for you and me as well. I do like a wet race. I like a varied race. So of course, a variable race where it's dry and then it goes to wet and then maybe back to dry as well. It just shows who's got their head screwed on and that kind of jazz, doesn't it? As we're just counting down to the session as well then. Emerson has just said, rain at the end of the race. Oh my goodness me then. And it's just what the doctor ordered. That is absolutely brilliant stuff from my point of view. I don't think anyone else in the grid is going to be too fond of that. But, well, who knows then. We could have hero and zero stuff here. Good stuff indeed there. We've also got Nathan Hughes saying it rained when I was it was rain when I was in Singapore, Sam. And we've also got John Cox also confirming it is raining 45 minutes into this race. I'm expecting this race to last about an hour, everyone. So I hope you've all got your I hope you all got your food at the ready then, whatever you have on the Sunday. I wonder if you enjoyed your Sunday roast then. Of course, a bit of chicken leg and a bit of spud would do me absolutely nicely right now then. 31 laps around at Singapore then. It is a long road race. It's the longest race of the season in terms of time. And so I hope you're all sitting comfortably. And this is going to begin very shortly then. And whilst we're on the full race, let's go through the grid, sorry, from front to back then. 19 cars, 31 laps, round 11 of gold ALR Season 3, and Fisher is on pole position then. Once again, he dominated this race last race. It's going to be the same again. Well, Vesey might have something to say about that. He's on the front row. Emerson in 3rd position then. Young Lights in 4th position. He's loving this track, isn't he? He's a street racer, Young Lights is, isn't he? Nigel in 5th position. Granty the champion in 6th. We've got a champions at 3rd row. Good stuff. Nigel Season 1 champion. Granty Season 2 champion. Brandon in 7th position. Jonathan in 8th position then. 9th position is Fireshot. All of those guys are on the medium tires. 10th position is a Gamer. He's on the soft tires. Watch him fly then out of 10th position, and he could be flying right down into turn 1 then. The rest of the next half of the grid is actually on the hard tires. Matt in 11th position, missed out Q3 by a whisker. Steve in 12th position, Echo in 13th position, Roscoe 14th, Sam 15th with Mr. Elite in 16th. Sam there doing a good job there, isn't he? Cod Oliver 17th, starting his second race there. 18th position is Gooner, and 19th position is Farf. He didn't set a time, did he, in qualifying, then Farf didn't. So hopefully he'll have more luck in the race. Farf does a good job there, doesn't he, coming through the field. He's a very good overtaker, isn't he? He's so natural at overtaking. He really just shows his skill, doesn't he, coming through the field in the Ferrari. Farf's had a bit of a difficult season, hasn't he, so far? In terms of the ALR career, I think this is probably his most difficult season to date so far. 3 wins, hasn't he? 1 in City1 I think, at the last race of Season 1, or won the last race in Season 1. And then he opened up Season 2 with 2 wins in Australia and Bahrain. But this season has been a bit difficult, hasn't it, for Farf? So hopefully hopefully Farf can really pick up. Say he's so far 39 points in his career so far, of his season so far. 4 sets of lights are coming on then. We'll be going into Singapore, and as there's 41 laps around here, the lights go off, of course, and Young Lights is really, he's getting very nervous there. We're waiting for him, and Young Lights is gone. Oh no, he hasn't. Now we're go! And of course, Emerson is on a good start, and Young Lights is lagging quite badly as we got down to turn 1 then, and where they all are, and at the moment they're doing one, but Young Lights is jumping around then, as, oh my goodness me, it's like a song is there, Young Lights still 4th position, Nigel is in 5th position, then Grant he's 6th, and Emerson is driving out, Emerson's over the front, 2nd position, he's taken 2nd position away from the run-up driver Fresno as they come down the back straight then, as we've also got Steve Moon up at the 70, has dropped down to 70 position, Steve has on the pole inside it, look at this, my goodness me, there's lads there, I thought he was coming on the inside, he's ghosted, and well he is, as Wesley is dropping down there into 4th position, so say, oh, Lights is off in the wall, Lights off in the wall, oh my goodness, there's contact, there's also, oh my goodness, he's resemblance to trying to, he's out an awful fire, and the Mercedes is spun there, oh, and there's contact at the back there, as Con Oliver and Guna have come to blows then, and I'm not sure if I think it might have been a problem with Young Lights' connection there, lagging all over the place, Echo is dropping down a competition, down into 15th position as well, as coming over the Anderson Bridge, then we got Roscoe, we got Farf at the 13th position there, once again showing that he's got, oh my goodness me, Mr. Lee is up 6 positions, wow, what a move, what a start out for Mr. Lee. Farf is out and look at Sam is not budged, is he? Farf is damaged the front wing there, is he? Oh, he's damaged, that's a lot of damage on the Ferrari, isn't it? Farf is as we're coming through to complete lap 1, as this is a very long old race course, it's a long old race this is, as you've got to keep it nice and tidy, isn't it? Unfortunately, Carl Oliver and Guna have come to blows. Young Lights has also dropped down a position as well then, as we come through the complete lap 1 then, as you can see Fisher leads in 2nd position is Emerson, 3rd position is Wesley, then we've got Nigel in 4th position, 5th is Granty, we have got Jonathan's in the pits, and almost going into the back of Fireshot, once again Fireshot is involved in some first corner madness there, or first lap madness I should say, and that is a shame there for both drivers there, really is, and so Fireshot is in the pits then, as I wonder if they got caught with the Young Lights from as well. There's also McLaren in the pits as well as Sam, so we've got all kinds that we got pit action then after the opening up. Let's go and take a look to see what tires are going on. Hard tires for Young Lights. Sam is going on the medium tires, I think. Hard tires for Fireshot. Jonathan getting out in a 16th position there, and Fireshot is out in 17th position then. So those guys that are coming the pits then, and away they go. Roscoe is battling with Echo in the battle for 11th and 12th position. Oh my goodness me then, and that's out turn 8, and Echo is down into 12th position, and Roscoe is up to 11th position. Farf is up to 10th. My goodness me, that man doesn't hang around, does he? Coming down to Singapore Sling now. Look there, Steve in the background as well in a 13th position, and I think last time I looked, Steve was in 17th position, so well done to Steve then. And look at this, and he's just pushing him over the Anderson Bridge. Echo's got some pace on him as they come into shot as well, as we got a 3-car battle between Roscoe, Echo, and look at this, Steve is also on the prow as well on the house then. It looks like Gamer is starting to struggle already on the soft tires. We've only done 2 laps, haven't we? He's into clutches of Mr. Elite. Mr. Elite had a pole in qualifying down in 16th position. He has basically doubled his position. He's up to 8th, and fantastic driving there from Mr. Elite right the way through the field already in this race. Good stuff indeed there. Same with Farf as well. Fisher setting up fast on the race. He's up the gap now to 1.7 seconds there. I wonder if it's going to be similar to last season. Fisher doing a good job there. Gamers dropped down the order. Gamers in the pits then already there. So unfortunately there, Gamers now is now counting the costs there of qualifying in the top 10, because unfortunately he's coming to pit so early, hasn't he? And it's just really not helping the strategy at all. Then he is in, he's on the hard tires, and away he goes. Gooder is I don't think Gooder has got damage into his car then, but it's unfortunately Con Oliver hasn't got damage at all. Then I think he was taken out though by the spinning lights there, wasn't he? As look at Echo, we got DRS then, of course we're on lap 3. So Jonathan there's back in the pits. Jonathan's had a problem, he's back in the pits, and Lights Echo's up to 10th for this. He's in the points then. Lights is good stuff indeed there. So Jonathan is in the pits, White's in the pits, and there's a new nose cone for the Alfa Romeo, and Jonathan is having a nightmare of a race here in the Singapore Grand Prix. That's such a shame now for Jonathan, isn't it? Grant is in 4th position then at the moment, and Matt there is keeping tabs on Mr. Elite in 7th and 8th position then over the Anderson Bridge then for Roscoe and Echo are We got a 4-car battle now, haven't we? We're on board with Echo then. It's just coming out of the Anderson Bridge now and down at Raffles Boulevard. Lovely shot here from the side of the car. Down into 15 as well. And so Farf's got damage. He's got damage on both sides of that front wing, hasn't he, the Ferrari driver has. He has come through the field, but unfortunately it might have come at a cost there as well. There is the Ferrari, and he is 2 seconds, well, he's almost 3 seconds behind Matt as well. Matt in 8th position, and Matt doing a good job then. Mr. Lee doing a phenomenal job, isn't he? Fantastic stuff. The gap is fluctuating between Emerson and Fisher, isn't it? This is going to be a cracking old battle. I'm loving this, isn't it? This is going to be great stuff indeed. Fisher, another win for Fisher today. Be absolutely splendid stuff. That'll be Fisher's 4th win of the season there. He is really Fisher there is really starting to become a major player in the championship then. Of course, they're only on lap 4 out of 31. There's a long way to go in this race then, so anything can happen. As we just in the background there, Roscoe has dropped right off the back of this battle. Lovely shot here. Look at this, and you can see the DRS mechanism there. That's a fantastic shot, isn't it? We've got Gunnar, and Gunnar has got just dropped behind Carl Oliver, and Carl Oliver's made his way up into 13th position then. Well done for Carl Oliver, standing in the Mercedes tonight then. Good job indeed then. As Steve is just keeping tabs at the moment on the back of Roscoe as well. Matt also keeping tabs as well. Grant has now become very interesting in the battle for 4th position, isn't it? So Grant is 6 tenths of a second away as it stands at the moment. The gap has gone up to 2 seconds now between Fisher and Emerson, and that is the battle for the lead then. This is getting very tasty indeed then, isn't it? Between Fisher, but I've got to say Fisher is very impressive around here. He really is, isn't he? And but I've got to say Mexico Fisher was absolutely stunning, wasn't he? I'd say his best, oh my goodness, his best drive of his career, wasn't it, in Mexico just over a week ago, wasn't it? Where as Roscoe's pulling up there, he's got a I think he's let Steve through there, so Steve is through and I'm into 11th position then. And now let's see what Steve's pace is then out on track at the moment. We're on board. Of course, we're on board then. Veco then. This is a very difficult race. This is a very difficult track. This is, as I said, we are expecting this race to nudge an hour now, and that doesn't actually include safety cars. So it could be over now if we have safety cars and all kinds of shenanigans. I got to say that apart from Young Lights' car jumping around and having all kinds of lag issues, I think up until so far they've been very well behaved, haven't they? Really. So good stuff indeed then. And no safety cars then on lap 5. Good stuff indeed then. Fisher's 2 seconds now in front of Emerson. Now Vesely is in front. Roscoe's got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Roscoe's retired from the session now, so there's a problem I think for Roscoe, which is why he let Steve through there. So what a shame for Roscoe then. Technical problems, and oh my goodness me, we've got Granty who's up in the 4th position there. Nigel's dropping down to 5th. Good stuff indeed then from so Roscoe's session there. So there's a problem for Roscoe's car, and I wonder if there's something on the equipment then. So that's a shame now. So Granty's up in the 4th position there. We've also got Echo going by, and he has gone by. He is up into 9th position, then Farf's going down to 10th position, and unfortunately I've missed both those overtakes there, so shame on me. Fireshot has moved up into 14th position there. Good stuff there from Fireshot. He is through, and he's away then, but Gamer going to try to come back out in there, but I think Gamer's too far away then from Fireshot, so Fireshot moving up to 14th position, but once again Fireshot is finding himself battling again through the field there. And so far, they seem to can't buy any luck at the moment. So we're just watching Matt and Mr. Elite, and this is 7th and 8th position at the moment. Can't believe Mr. Elite is already up to 7th and after 5 laps. Impressive stuff so far. Really good stuff indeed. Clive Bailey saying, go on Mercedes there. And also we got Darren saying, good evening guys as well. Absolutely, yeah, good stuff indeed there. Mercedes are currently at the moment 2nd and 12th for Colin Oliver doing a good job there. Very good job indeed actually in 12th position there. Really just avoided the anarchy, and he's done a very good job there to get himself in 12th position. He's overtaking Gunnar as well. Gunnar dropping down into 13th in the racing point then. The question now turns to what strategy is people going to go on then, as Matt there just running slightly wide then. Farfar is trying to keep up with Echo at the moment then, as Farf has got damage. So look at how much time he's lost there. That was 4/10 of a second he lost there because of the damage on that Ferrari then. So he is really struggling then at this stage of the race, Farf is, with all that damage. I'm wondering when is he going to come in the pits. He's on the hard tire, so he's going to be out there for a very long time. Farf's got a 3-second penalty. That going wide there out of turn 3 is absolutely brutal, isn't it? My goodness me, that really brutal indeed. That Matt is gaining on Mr. Elite. Mr. Elite is on the outside. Matt is on the inside, but Mr. Elite there swooped through there. I think the Matt braked a bit earlier there. I think he was just being a bit cautious there, Matt was. He didn't want to get his nose cone chopped off. Matt is on the long game, as is Mr. Elite as well, because they're on the hard tires. They're going to go very deep into this race, said. Whilst the guys in front of him are all on the all on the medium tires then. So yeah, that's what they're aiming for at the moment, and they're just going to bide their time. They're going to just see what's going to happen in this race. And we've also got Steve, who is gaining on Farf pretty struggling for the Singapore Sling. This is absolutely lovely shot over here. And then look at this, they come over the Anderson Bridge then. We had a great overtake, didn't it, in 2012 between the two Brazilians of Bruno Senna and Massa. That was I'd say that's my favourite overtake, one of my favourite overtakes of all time. It was absolutely great stuff, wasn't it, from Massa there. Not sure if it started off as an overtake, but technically it's an overtake, so yeah, it was one of my favourite. Look at that, far for under. Look, as Mr. Lee's got a 3-second penalty. The penalty so far has been quite, it's been very low, hasn't it? So good stuff for these guys. Farf has gone wide. Steve is going to go on the outside. He is on the outside. Farf is going into the barrier there. I don't think he can damage that front wing anymore without it coming off then. So Farf has dropped down to 11th position there. I wonder if Farf might be thinking to change his strategy here, because he's really struggling, isn't he? Matt is now starting to really press on Mr. Elite as well, isn't he? Gap at the front is 2.6 seconds. Fisher's starting to extend his lead. Then Farf's got now a 3-second penalty as he's trying to compensate, I think, for the damage on the front wing. Farf is in the pits. He's also got a 5-second penalty. Farf is out of the race then. So we've lost 2 cars, unfortunately, already. And that's a shame that Carl Oliver up into 11th position. So we've lost Farf is left for session now. I wonder if that was I think that was probably a lot of frustration there for Farfan. So we've lost Roscoe, we've lost Farf as well. I think Roscoe had problems with his equipment though, whilst I think Farfan might have been a bit frustrated there, unfortunately then. So Farf is out of the race then. And really, we're on lap 31 then, and it's a far shot. It's got by Carl Oliver and moved up into 11th position. Carl Oliver dropping down to 12th then. And only a second race, Carl Oliver is, so I'd say he's doing a very fine job then, isn't he? Oh, look at this, we've got a couple of Q cars here, haven't we? So this might be where the action is then. And look at this, it's Carl Oliver is having a look at far shot. He's gone wide, Carl Oliver has, and he has gone very wide into turn 7 then, and that might entice Gunnar there. Gunnar doesn't need much enticing, does he? But I think he's going to get very interesting. Gamer is now going to be under pressure there for Sam as well in the battle for 14th position. Well, this is the closest battle on track, but apart from Mr. Lee and Matt, we'll keep an eye on what those guys do. As they're slightly further up the road then. As Gamer now is all over the back of Gunnar. We're on board then with Sam. Oh, look at that bit of a snap of understeer. Gamer having a look. Sam is going to go on the outside then. Of course, Sam on the medium tyres then, so he has got a tyre advantage as it stands at the moment then. As we're on board now. As he's going to go down Raffles Spoonable. Friends has got 3-second penalty. Sam is having a look. Oh my goodness me! But Gamer hanging it out there. Fantastic driving. Vez is got under a second now in the battle for second position. Then Vez is starting to turn the heat then, hasn't he, on Emerson at the moment. Emerson, remember, leading the championship as it stands coming into this race. Granty is in 4th position there, and as it stands, that will be 6 points difference, isn't it? So the gap will be up to 7 points then. Oh, Sam, that's a 3-second penalty there for. Oh, and almost into the bar there as well. Sam there for taking it very close there, isn't he? We're coming through then as coming through on board then. As you can see there, he's having a look, he's through, he's past Gunnar, moves over the 30 position. Look at Sam, where's he come from? Sam is over the 14th position as well. Gunnar's lost 2 positions there in the matter of 2 quarters there, and Sam is on his way. And Sam, of course, as he said, he does have a tyre advantage at the moment, doesn't he? And he has DRS as well, and is he going to be gaining? And look at the background there, Young Lights flying in the background as well. Look at Sam, he's out of lunge. My goodness me, what a lunge indeed there for Sam there. He threw it all and he got his reward. He's up in the 13th position there. He passes Gamer, and a good move there from the McLaren driver. Fantastic stuff, Ben. Sam is good on street circuits, isn't he? And once again, he is showing some good speed there in that McLaren. Lovely stuff indeed there for Sam then. And we're going to leave him to it for the moment then, because I think that might not be done. Dustin, we're back with these two here. This is a bit of a slow burning battle, isn't it, between Mr. Elite and Matt then. And of course then I would say do not you can't rest on your laurels around here at all, can you? We're on lap 9 out of 31, and as I said then, this is a long owed race, and this is a tough race indeed. Then I'd say it's probably, is it the toughest race of the season? Well, Monaco I think is closer in terms of barriers, isn't it? But oh, Fezzi's in the wall. Fezzi's gone into the wall, and he has damaged the wing now. Bulling is gaining on Emerson. He is really putting the virtual safety car, because Carl Oliver is out of the race. Carl Oliver is, he's gone into the wall. Carl Oliver, oh dear, of course we've seen that happen there to Mr. Lee in qualifying, and we have a virtual safety car in the race, and so a virtual safety car in this race. And is anyone going to take advantage and run board with Jonathan, who is trying to climb his way up for the field as quickly as possible there, as he is slightly So yeah, the way at the moment is Jonathan down in 16th then as it stands there. As Karl for his left session there, unfortunately he is out of this race then on lap 9, and he was on a good race up to that point as well, wasn't he? He was in 12th position. Cod was. What a shame then. We're waiting for this virtual safety car to come back in. No one has started to come in the pits yet because I don't think it's time for the to come in the pits just yet, is it? As Wesley there has damaged the car just before that virtual safety. Oh, virtual safety car still out. Race control is enabled. The R's are back racing. As Wesley has damaged the front wing now, hasn't he? So he is going to be showing Vinicius. Remember what Favre did as a Gamer and Sam there battling tooth and nail in this battle for 13th and 12th position then, as a Gamer's got by Sam. Sam needs to strike whilst Iron's hot, because those medium tires are not going to last as long as the hard tires. Of course, Gamer going for the long run here. Remember Gamer there qualifying in the top 10, didn't he? But unfortunately he was the only man on the soft tires, and we've seen why no one was going for the soft tires, because the soft tire strategy is completely oh, Sam's gone wide, and somehow keeps it out of the barrier. Nigel was the first man to blink. He is in the pits then. Nigel is then. So what tires are going to go on? Lap 10 out of 31. We've got 21 laps to go there. I wonder if it's hard tires to the end of the race then. So here he comes. He's in the pits and he is going on the hard tires then. And away he goes then. The question is, where's he going to come out? There's a big old gap then between Steve and Fireshot that he's going. So he's going with the meat in the half sandwich, isn't he? Nigel is. So he'll be out in that 10th position then, and away he goes then. So Fireshot just coming around the final turn now, and there it is, and Young Lights are on board for him now as he is just all over the back of Gunnar. Vesey, even with that wing damage, is really still pressurising as Matt and Mr. Elite are battling away. Oh my goodness me, Matt is forced Mr. Elite off the road. Mr. Elite is going on the inside. Matt swoops on the outside, takes 6th position, and he is up through and in 6th position. That move has been coming for a long time then, and Matt then now, let's see, has he got the pace then to pull away? Granty is now catching on the back then of Vesey as well. Vesey has dropped between a second down now, hasn't he? In the oh, Mr. Elite has touched the wall. Has he got down to that McLaren? No, he hasn't. He was lucky that it was just a glancing blow. Sam and Gamer still battling away. What a move, what a battle this is. This is an incredible battle in the Singapore Grand Prix. Oh, Gamer's in the wall. I think Gamer's in the wall then. And is he damaged? No, he hasn't. I think, oh my goodness me, maybe I'm just seeing things here, but as we're on board down as we're on board game, and these two guys are battling tooth and nail. We've also got Fisher into the pits, so he is coming. I think he was. I wonder if he was. If he heard about Nigel coming to the pits and just covering him off. Emerson leads. Granty second into the pits. Comes up Vesley and Fisher. There, Fisher going onto the hard tires then, and away he goes. Maybe that was his strategy all along then. No. And now Fitz and the Renault car is coming to work now. He's going on the hard tires as well. He's having to change the nose code on that Renault, but he is out as well. Oh my goodness me! Oh gosh, I'm just oh well, that was a bit well, that was a very a bit of a jazzy screen there, wasn't it? Here comes is he going to come out in front of Nigel? That's the question then. Where is he? There he is! Now it's Nigel going to get in front. Nigel, and he can see his target. Nigel's got the speed there. Where is Vesley? Vesley's on the inside. Nigel's on the outside. He has the tire temperature, doesn't he? And once again, Gamer and Sam battling away. Vesley and Nigel battling away as well. Vesley's got the he takes a 10th position there. No, 9th position. But Nigel's DRS and is coming down the back straight then. Vesley's got on the inside. Nigel's on the outside. And there's he's swooping on the outside. An impressive manoeuvre there. He's gone off the track there. He's gone off the track, but he's through and up into 9th position there. And Vesley dropping down to 10th position there because of that nose cone change that he has dropped behind Nigel. And Nigel's through. Gunnar's got a 10-second penalty there for cutting the corner. And what's happening there? Gunnar's retired from the race. Oh, that's a big smash safety car. And that's a safety car. Oh, now this is interesting. Gunnar has really shook up the race once again as the racing point. Gunnar is out of the race. Called out far from Roscoe as well. Got a safety car with 20 laps to go. And oh my goodness me then. Well, 11 laps out of the safety car, so be pretty impressive. So into the pits comes Emerson, comes Granty, and the question is that they could come out in front of Fisher. Then, of course, I think I've just seen in the comment section, as Gunnar said for session, I've seen in the comment section about Droffer saying Fisher is smashing it, but this is going to definitely be interesting. Well, Fisher had a I think he had a 4.5 second lead. Then this is going to he's got to adhere to the safety car. Delta are on board with him. Well, this is not a long pit lane, is it? Granty goes on the pits as well. Granty is in front of Emerson. Granty's in front of Emerson. Where are they? We're on board. Fisher, where is he? Fisher is staking, still in the lead then. Matt is taking the lead. Fisher is second. Granty is in front of his championship rival. Oh my goodness me. Granty is in third position. Emerson is in fourth. Steve is coming out the pits and Brandon is out as well. Brandon is going to get out in front of Nigel. Remember that they cannot like last lap. Oh my goodness, I think Brandon's got it, has he? He has indeed. First, he's down in ninth position then. Mr. Leak coming out of the pits and Echo out of the pits. Well, Far Shot is rolling the dice and he's coming in the pits and after 10 laps. Is he going to have a go on fresh hard tires? He is indeed then. No, we've also got Gamer in as well. Sam in, Young Lights in the pits, and Jonathan is also in the pits as well then. This is a lifeline for Jonathan, isn't it? A lovely shot here. Is Burnt Mylander there is a leading the safety car. Fisher there just about came out in front there, didn't he? But my goodness me, that safety. Remember that Fisher's had a history of these safety cars, hasn't he? Where he just seems to become very unlucky with safety cars, doesn't he? As just taking a look there. So Far Shot is out in 11th position there. Sam coming out in 12th position. He's on the hard tires going to the end then. We have got we've also got is Granty on the medium tires. Granty and Emerson have gone on the medium tires here, so this is going to be interesting, isn't it? Gamer in 13th position and Young Lights is in 14th position. Jonathan's team is finished and he is on the medium tires as well and coming out in at 15th position then. So here we go then, we're on lap 12 then, safety cars out then, and this gives me a good opportunity then to have a quick look at the comment section as well then. As Darren just saying, drop. I do that video on my main account. He'll say, "Come on, Granty." Young Lights has a air ride there, and also we got Oliver saying, never mind. On to the next one, of course. Oliver retiring. Earlier on this race, unfortunately. We've got 4 retirements so far. Roscoe retired. I think it's some kind of technical issue. Far retired there. He damaged his front wing. It just really cost him his strategy there, didn't he? We've also got Colin Oliver crashing under the bridge there, coming up to this corner here. We've also got Gunnar, who had a big old smash in turn 6 there, didn't he? And he has caused the safety car. Gunnar has 15 cars remain out of the 19 that started here in Singapore. Gavin there is sorry, Gunnar is not happy as I'm thinking he's got damage, hasn't he? From maybe Young Lights' problems there. Matt, I think he might have been teasing me there because I thought he was coming in the pits then. But no, Matt is staying out. He's on the hard tires. I think he's the only man that has stayed out, hasn't he? He is indeed then. As you see, they start weaving around. Looks like they're in front out there, doesn't it? But no, they're not. They are just trying to keep their tires into optimal temperature. They're now becoming heat engineers, aren't they? They have to keep the tires at an optimal temperature. They have to keep the brakes as cool as possible, but not too cold, of course, because they won't stop. And they also have to keep the engine from overheating. And they got a lot to do under the safety car, haven't they? Whilst Burt Mylander is driving the wheels off that thing in front of us. These guys are basically tickered over, really, in these Formula 1 cars. Absolutely good stuff indeed. Then, as we're just watching Matt, then as he is on lap 13, then out, or on lap 13 out of 34, 31, I should say. As he is just coming down the back straight as well. Let's take stock then. Lap 13 out of 31. Safety car has been deployed there. We've had a virtual safety car and now a safety car. I did predict 3 in this race, but it's been all calm so far in the opening. Oh, Sam has got a 5-second penalty there as Jonathan there is just catching up then in the background. So then, as we're just taking a look then with the safety car coming out then, let's take stock then. We've got Matt leading, Fisher is second, third position is Granty, and Emerson is fourth, both on medium tires. Granty and Emerson is there going to try and attack then. Steve hasn't come in the pits either, but he's in fifth position on the hard tires. Sixth position is Brandon, seventh position is Nigel, Vesey is in 8th position, Mr. Elite in 9th, 10th position is Echo, 11th is a Fire Shot, Sam in 12th position, Gamer 13th, Lights in 14th, and Jonathan in 15th position. And that is the status of this race at the moment. I think the safety car should be in at the end of this lap. We'll be back. Yes, there it is. There it is. We're going to be back racing there in just a few moments' time. Then it's Gunnar is not happy in the it's not happy there with what has gone on between himself and Young Lights, and that will be investigated of the race, unfortunately. Of course, Gunnar has been a cornerstone in the ALR, hasn't he? And I think that hopefully, he's not very happy at all. That Matt becomes the de facto safety car in this race set, and he is controlling the pace. He's got to let Burt Mylander get back in the pit so before he can drop the hammer and go again then. And here we go, then we've got a queue. Here is the snake then. So this is a reset of this race set, and the likes of Young Lights and Gamer, Young Lights and Jonathan Cox and Gamer are going to be absolutely happy with this. Same with Sam and Far Shot as well. We're on board with the race leader. Matt is about to go. Where's he going to go? Where's he going to go? He is going. Now we are back racing here in Singapore. Matt leads, Fisher second, Granty. Oh, no, he had. Youngler's got 5 second penalty as Matt was going, but now he's going. And we go. Oh, look at him there. Oh my goodness me. Now we're going. Look at them all. Fisher's in trouble. He's going down the first position. Contact. Fisher's in the wall. And him and Granty have come the blows. That's damage on the Toro Rosso. Fisher's left the session. Oh my goodness me. Fisher's out of this race, and now Grant is going for the lead. Emerson is in 3rd position. We got Nigel in the 4th position. Mr. Elite is in 6th position. Now we got Brandon Echo. We got Vesey and Darren on finish this one. That's a Haas. Oh my goodness, it's a red on there. And Mark's on 3rd position because up in 2nd position is Emerson then, and Vesey's got Boyako. There's a fire shot. There's a fire shot coming up for him as well. We got, oh my goodness, there's Barlett all over the show. Mr. Lee is passing up into 6th position as well. Contact again. That's the second Toro Rosso. Oh, he's damaged the car. He's damaged on the back of Steve as well. And someone else was having a bit of a lunge there. So we got Red Bull, Younglight take home, and Gamer as well. Oh no, and there's big contact. And Younglight has gone right off the track. Oh, and he's done a bit of a moonwalk coming back on. Jonathan there is racing against Sam in the battle. Oh my goodness me. Then Jonathan swoops on the outside, passes Sam, and up in 212 position. Good stuff indeed then. Oh my goodness me then. Well, I said it was a very calm race, wasn't it? But it's been anything but. Vettel's had a not a very difficult start to this race then. Granty is leading this race then, and Grant is leading this race then, as he is Emerson in 2nd position, Matt in 3rd position, 4th position is Mr. Elite. Then we've got look at this, so we've got a 3-car battle here on board. Mr. Elite's on a fantastic race, isn't he, at the moment then? He's doing a cracking race on that McLaren, and Vesley's moved up into a solid 7th position then. And look at that fire shot passing Brandon as well. Brandon's trying to hang it out on the outside there, but the fire shot is through and up into 9th position then. Echo are on board for him. He is in 10th position then. In the Alpha. Has he got on a lunge? Not quite. As he's got to be careful. Oh, who was that behind him? I think that was Gamer, wasn't it? It was Gamer. He's on the medium tyre as well. I've got to say the safety car's thrown a lot of strategy up in the air. I'm not sure where to look then. Incredible stuff as well. They're coming down the hill then. Steve Vesley's gone on the outside. Then Matt is dropping down the order. Then there's a bit of contact. Now Mr. Lee is trying to take advantage. Then it's there side by side. He's got to swoop on the outside. He has swooped on the outside. He is through and up into 4th position. Matt dropping down to 5th position. He's having a look. Is he going to have a look out into the Singapore sling? Oh, not quite now. Matt 5th, Vesley 6th, Fire Shot 7th, Stephen 8th, Brandon 9th, Echo 10th, then finishes Gamer 12th, it's Jonathan, Young Lights 13th, then we go Sam in 14th, Fisher's out of the race, unfortunately. Granty leads as Grant leads there, but so 4 10 seconds between the championship rivals. There we got Nigel, he's now 4 seconds back now, as Matt is battling tooth and nail, isn't he? He is kept with the strategy, hasn't he? Matt has, and so is Steve as well. They're both in 5th and 8th position respectively. And yeah, so you can see that there's Nigel, and you can see this is an incredible battle, isn't it? Look at them, they're all over the show at the moment. John's got a 3-second penalty there for cutting the corner there, and I think it was the corner cuts are coming a brutal right here. Brandon really struggling now, isn't he, with the damage on that Toro Rosso, isn't he? And he is, as Grant has set the fastest up of the race then. Yeah, Grant has set the fast on the race into the pit circles, and Brandon as well. DRS has been enabled then, as Brandon's in the pits, and what a shame for Brandon then. And that's such a shame though for Brandon. So Vesley and Fire Shot has moved over to 6th position then. He passes a nut. Look at this, and he's got to be careful because Matt is on very old tires, isn't he? And that's why his pace is not as contact. Fire Shot's contact with Matt. He's gone into the wall. I think Vesley's damaged the car as well, and they're on to take a base of action. That Fire Shot's got Fink went into the I think he just nudged the back there. Vesley is struggling, and he's going to have a set one on the inside, is he? Oh my goodness me, there go! Goodness me! Crashing! There's all sorts of crashing going on there. 5-second penalty. Oh no, for Steve. Oh my goodness me. And oh gosh, there's a virtual safety car. Only a virtual safety car. This race has become very frantic in the last couple of laps, hasn't it? Oh gosh, Gamer is not trying to work out what happened there then, and there is no wing at all there for Vets. The Young Lights is up to 8th position. Jonathan is up to 7th, and good stuff there for Jonathan then, as he seems to be wandering his way back up to the back of the field as well. I'm not really sure what happened there. Did it? It's thinking it all just got a bit too much there, didn't it? on board. Matt, who's in 5th position at the moment, and I think he'll be happy with this, as he's been under attack, hasn't he? Of course, remember, he hasn't come in the pits, Matt hasn't. I was just waiting for this reverse safe's got to come in. Vez has got no wing at all, then Gamer hasn't got wing, so we might have 2 Renaults queue, and then we got also both Haas's there, also on the walls as well. Brandon there was hoping for a full safety car, back racing again in lap 17 then. Granty leads then, Emerson is second, and this is the battle for the lead then. We're halfway through this season then, and I've got to say, it's been an incredible first half of the season then, but it's been action-packed in this it's been action-packed, hasn't it? Young Lights is through. Jonathan is in the pits, so Jonathan didn't come unscathed either there. We got Gamer who's staying in the pits because Vesi's in the pits as well. As we got pit action, and unfortunately, I was saying that Jonathan was having a good, we got 2 Haas coming in the pits as well then, so this could help Brandon then. It might help Sam as well. Oh, and Granty is battling away. Granty and Emerson battling away. This is also for the lead of the championship as well, remember. Granty will take the lead back in the championship if it stays as it is at the moment. As a soft tires for Fireshot then, so we're going to see some lightning quick tires for Fireshot. Brandon's back over the 9th position. Gamer's in 8th position. As this is a cracking ball. I think that Emerson has got the bit between his teeth then. As we're on board with it. Darren has just said that Jonathan shouldn't buy a lottery ticket because he's so unlucky. He is as of late, isn't he? Remember, Jonathan was very consistent, very super consistent at the start of the season, but I think that it's just not been he's just not on the roll of the dice, has he? On board then, very much sentiment. Here he is, and the championship leader, and then the 2 championship protagonists, and battling 2-0 around at Singapore. Then, as a lovely shot here indeed. Then Nigel in 3rd position. Then we got 3 times second. Then Matt. Then once again, it's under siege now. This time from Echo and Lights as well. And we've got for Sam in 11th position as well then, so yeah, oh my goodness me, oh gosh then, and that's our almighty shut now as well. Is Echo going to have a lunch hour? I think that might be a bit unwise to go under there, and that could only end in tears then. But Echo then is it's very all over the gearbox of Matt then as well. Matt is trying to get to a sensible window before going in the pits, and I wonder if he's going to throw on a set of softs or medium tires. That is the question. Young Lights there, as Young Lights go on the outside of Echo. That good move there from Echo. Young Lights, he's going to go on the inside, is he? And he is having a look there, but nothing ventured there, was he? He was having a peek there, but Matt is still battling away, isn't he? He is not giving up his position there, is he? And it's great battling, isn't it, between these guys? Really good stuff indeed then. And the guys at the front, 6 tenths of a second, the battle is at the moment. It's incredible stuff, but as they come down once again, and now here comes Lights, and he is quick around here, as Brandon set the fast on the race. He's having a lunge. He is through past his teammate, moves up into 6th position then. Good stuff indeed. Oh, and oh dear. As I gotta say, I think that I don't think what I said was real there. As Queen would say, I think it's just fantasy. Echo was right under the gearbox of Matt then. Now, literally, as I was just meant and figuratively a minute ago. But yeah, getting very close for comfort. Totally close for comfort is Granty and Emerson battling 2-0 once again then for the battle for the lead here in Singapore. Brilliant stuff, Steve. Then Economics accelerate over Anderson Bridge, and Fireshot has passed Sam up into 11th position. Jonathan is still in 10th position there, and I think Jonathan is still having a bad race, but he's still in the points there. Jonathan is at the moment. Good stuff indeed there from the British Italian driver. We're on board down with Echo indeed then, as Matt there is just struggling. They need to get the power down, and now then Echo is, you can see how much time he's 2 seconds. Echo 2 seconds. Lights is up the road there. That's how much time he's losing. Echo is behind Matt, but Matt is driving his own race there, isn't he? And of course, he could be on course for some very good points there. And remember, he will be on the fresher, softer tyre later on. Whether that, oh my goodness, and whether that is the soft or medium tyres, we'll find out there. Lap 19 out of 31 here. Look in the background now. That was Gamer there, just flying through the final turn there as well. Then 3 tenths of a second. The battle is here. Then as they come down into turn 7 once again. Then Emerson's gone wide. He's lost all the momentum there. We'll keep an eye on that battle, but I think this might be the more juicier battle of the two at the moment. Lights there, as he's just pulling away slightly at the moment then, and I think yeah. So now Echo is out on the outside. On the inside. Now he's through and up into 6th position. Matt dropping down to 7th position. Fireshot has set the fast out of the race there. Remember, you get a point for fast up, but as it stands at the moment, he will not get that point because he is not in the top 10 at the moment. But Fireshot will be. It's definitely a man on a mission now tonight, isn't he? And once again, Fireshot there is having. He's having a very he can't seem to have a clean race at the moment, and that's rain, is it? It is rain. We got rain on the rise, and we did say we was going to have rain in the last stage of the race there, and we have got rain. That's what we want. There's some medium tires and soft tires on there. I did it. I completely forgot about the rain here. Oh my goodness me, this is going to be absolutely sensational stuff, Ben. Oh, it really is indeed. Then I'm going to get very, very good indeed. Then as wow, absolutely fantastic stuff indeed. That really is. And well, it is for me. It's not for any of these guys, is it? That might be why Matt was hanging it out there. So Matt is hoping that this rain gets heavier indeed. Then otherwise he's going to be caught in no man's land here, isn't he, Matt? Is so we'll find out what Matt can do there. So Matt might not even be thinking about going on to the medium or soft tires. He might be thinking about going on to the intermediate tires. Good stuff, Ben. And because remember in qualifying when the rain came down, it came down in bucket loads, didn't it? It really did. It was steroids, wasn't it? It came down so quickly in the space of 5-10 minutes. I wonder if it's going to happen here in the race then. If Matt pits, if the rain comes now, then it's status quo. Everyone is on. Everyone will be on the same strategy then, won't they? And really then, so Matt will be in 7th position then, which is a net gain of 4 positions there. So fantastic stuff there for Matt there. Really good stuff indeed there today. At the moment, then Gamer is in 8th position, then Brandon in 9th position, Jonathan in 10th position. He is 8 seconds away then. We're on board then with Emerson, and I'm wondering if anyone might be thinking about staying out. Jonathan's got another 3-second penalty there. Farshot is in the pits then. Farshot is in the pits. He's the first man to go into the intermediate tires then. And so is in the pits as Vensky as well then. So two men who are very quick in Formula 1 could potentially, in ALR and Formula 1, could potentially go on the intermediate tires. They are on the intermediate tires and the two, so then Haas is on the intermediate tires and Farshot's out of the pits and so is Vensky as well. And I wonder if it's too early at the moment for the intermediate tires. We'll find out then. So Farshot is out of the pits now then. So he's rolling the dice then. Let's see what he does then. As Young Lights, Mr. Lee. Oh, Mr. Lee is having a problem. He's coming down Rumpel's Bruno bar. He's gone straight on. And I'm wondering if that's the time to go on to the intermediate tires. Diaz has put a disabled. It is time for the intermediate tires. Surely he's damaged the car. He's damaged the car. Mr. Lee has. And this is not good at all for Mr. Lee. He's going to lose a couple of sectors there. We got a yellow flag in. Oh, it's Gamer gone off. Yeah, he's lost the whole front car of the car. And you can see it is coming down quite heavily. Emerson and getting around here in the pits then as well as now Gamer there is just recovering then as well, so into the pits. So Grati is out of the pits in the lead then. Emerson is second and they're on the intermediate tires. Nigel coming on the intermediate tires as well then. So is Young Lights in at 4th position. Young Lights having a great drive actually in 4th position, isn't he? Remember, he was down in 70th position. He's got a 5-second penalty. Young Lights has. Will this cost him? Mr. Lee, who's had a fantastic race set, and the McLaren team, I'm hoping the McLaren team are ready for him, and that's just well, I'm hoping to see Mr. Lee come down coming down now then, but no, he's still in the pits, and this is a long out stop for Mr. Lee, isn't it? No, listen. So who's that? Lights in 4th position, Echo in 5th position, Mr. Lee 6th, Matt 7th position. So that is the top 7 at the moment then, and so then Matt doing a cracking job then, still on the hard tires. That maybe what Steve was doing as well. What a shame for Steve there if he didn't get caught up in all that shenanigans that was going on. Jonathan there is in the pits as well then, so we have Brandon coming in the pits and Toros there just getting the nose cone ready as well. So we got a lot of nose changes then. Jonathan is out. No, yet he's in the pits then, so Jonathan hasn't got a nose cone to change then, so hopefully then he might make up some ground here. Gamer is out in 8th position then, Brandon out in 9th position, Jonathan in 10th position. Sam is the final man to come in the pits then and go into the intermediate tires then, and McLaren team are getting ready then to change the nose cone and change the tires as well, as he will be out in. Farshot is flying. Farshot is flying through the field, isn't he? He's up in 8th position. Farshot and Best are the first 2 men to come in on the intermediate tires, and he knows the field now, doesn't he, on those intermediate tires, and he has the advantage. Unfortunately, it's a 25-second deficit between himself and Matt then, who Matt is in 7th position, Farshot is in 8th position, but can he get some points there on the board then? Vesey is in the 12th position mode, and he's having a second difficult race on his return there. He's down another second difficult race here at the moment, isn't he? But he's in 12th position mode. He's just behind Jonathan, who's a second behind Brandon, who is 3 seconds back from Gamer as well then. So this is where a lot of the cars are stationed at the moment there, in the battle for 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th. So these are the big cluster of cars. There were 9 laps to go around here then, and was Vested there. I thought he was going straight to the scene of the accident there. Of course, Kim Rocket had a big old shunt there as well. We had a lot of shunts there at the Singapore Sling before they took that curve away. because remember there you used to get to launch up in the air, didn't you? Jonathan there is feeling the grip better than Brandon. This is only the battle for 10th and 11th there. Look at this, these caliber drivers there, and they're battling for just one single point at the moment in this race there, as things just haven't gone their way. Grant is now starting to love these conditions. They're going for a 4th race win in 11 race starts this season there. Well done to Grant. Oh, Jonathan's gone wide there. He's lost his momentum there. That might come back. I wonder if he's going to have problems then. We'll find out. We'll find out. Well, no, Jonathan's all right at the moment. Then, as you can see, then it's dry underneath that little tunnel section, isn't it? Of course, and there is no rain under there, but of course the water might be dragged under there, so that will become wet fairly soon, won't it? Well then, so this rain then, how long is it going to last? I'm feeling now that this is going to be till the end of the race then. So changing conditions here in Singapore then, 14 cars remain out of the 19 that started. We have lost Fisher. Unfortunately, him and Grant, he came to blows there, didn't they? Fisher had it all under control till the safety car, and then under the safety car, just all anarchy started. Once again, Brandon getting the penalties there for the outside there. Really brutal stuff, isn't it? See, he's got by number 2. I'm into 14th position there. Vesi's back in the pits then. So Vesi is back in the pits, and unfortunately, I'm not sure if he's going to change his nose cone or what, but Vesi, unfortunately, having a bit of a miserable race today, isn't he? In the Renault there. So he has dropped himself out of this contention, this battle as well. So that's a shame then as well. We're on board once again with the British Town driver. Look at Gamer. Gamer is really struggling out there because Brandon has really gained a huge amount of time, hasn't he? In the space of a couple of laps. Same with Forrest. He's gained 3 seconds over Matt in the last lap or 2 as well. Steve then is 54 seconds back, isn't he, in 14th position. He's hoping for a safety car. He needs one roundabout now then, I think. So, is that John forgetting a 3-second pause there? I think a lot of these drivers were hoping for the safety car towards the end of this race. We've only had one in this race then. That is quite heavy rain actually at this stage of the race then, isn't it? I don't think the wet tires are needed just yet, but more intensity, and we will need to get those blue striped wet tires on. They can disperse 60 litres of water per second then. And John from there just coming out of turn 15 as well there. So this is a 3-car battle for 9th, 10th, 11th. Oh, Gamer's gone wide then, and that is definitely going to whet the appetite of Brandon, isn't it, in the battle for 9th and 10th. And Jonathan's going to get involved as well then. These guys, these guys got almost a pit stop advantage over Sam in 12th position then. But yeah, they got one. Be careful, don't they? And who is in front? 3 seconds in front is far shot. So I don't think there's many more points up for grabs. And apart from the 2 and the 1, which is in front of Jonathan as well, Gamer is taking more of a cute angle. And look at this, there's a drag. It's a drag race down into turn 1. Gamer has braked much later, but he is still in position. Good positioning there from Gamer. Fantastic stuff. Remember, he made his debut in this race last season, didn't he? Unfortunately, his race is over after about 7 or 8 laps when him and Laggy Racers came together. But this race he's having a much more better race, isn't he? And he is in 9th position. It stands and can he get some points on the board? That is the question. Then gap of the front is 2 seconds. Brandon is going for the outside. Gamer is defending the inside then. So Jonathan there is just sitting and waiting and sitting and waiting there just in case one of these two make a mistake. Then as they come into turn 8, look at that incredible camera work, fantastic stuff as well. And Gamer there is just keeping it car because this is car contact. Jonathan and Brandon have come together. And Jonathan, I think, has damaged the car, hasn't he? And that is unfortunate there. I think that no, Jonathan's all right then. But I think there's no damage there. Matt's got a 3-second penalty, no damage to leave the car. I think Jonathan probably got caught out slightly there when Brandon there was trying to overtake Gamer there, and he was slightly out of position there on board Jonathan. He's in the 10th position then, so I don't think he would have got 10th position. They wouldn't like to have got 10th position that way, but a point's a point nonetheless then. And you can see then there's the steady stream of rain then coming down there. Gap is down to 1.7. Grant is on the bench somewhere, hasn't he? So Emerson is just keeping him tied, but as it stands then, Granty will retake the lead in the championship then, going into Brazil. So absolutely good. So that's absolutely cracking stuff for Granty. He retains the lead then, as he has led the championship for most of the season, hasn't he, so far. Good stuff indeed then, and once again it's the usual suspects on the podium, isn't there? Granty, Emerson and Nigel. Those are the top 3 in the championship as well, and they're starting to really starting to really really expand their difference between themselves and fourth position in the championship. Fourth position in the championship as with the start of this race was Jonathan, and he's only getting a single point at the moment, isn't it? Young Knights there doing a good job in fourth position, with Echo once again showing some strong fine work in fifth position. He might get back in Fisher in the battle for fifth in the championship. Mr. Lee is having a great strong race as well, isn't he, with Matt and Sam far shy, Gamer in ninth position, and Jonathan in the final point in 10th position then. But Brandon there is less than 2 seconds back at the moment then, and he'll want that final point as well. Sam is 20th position moment. Vesey is 21st there, and 20 sorry, no, he ain't. Vesey is 13th position, and Steve is in 14th position. I think I went back a couple of years there, didn't I? We only had 22 cars in the field for a very long time. Was it too far? I don't. Oh, yellow flag. We got a yellow flag. It's Brandon's in the wall. We got a safety car, and oh my goodness me, then we got a safety car in the final stages of this race. And who could write this up? Wow, with penalties and everything out there. This is who is going to take advantage here? Then who is well, Granty leads. Is anyone going to come in the pits? And it's a quick drive-through penalty for Jonathan for speeding under the safety car. Is anyone going to risk it and come in the pit set? I think that Matt has got a 20-second lead over far shot, so I'm wondering if he might risk it. Remember the might pull a fresh set of intermediate tires. He is indeed then. So Matt coming in the pits, and this is a free safety, free pit stop here for the Red Bull driver. He just needs to make sure he slows it down before the line. Oh no, and he hasn't. Matt has got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. What a shame there from Matt there. That would have been, and that 5-second penalty is going to be added on to the end of that. That is such a shame. Look at the rain now. It's getting heavier, isn't it, at this stage of the race there. He had a free pit stop as well, didn't he? Far shot is in the pits. Well, so all these guys in the background are just having a free pit stop. I wonder if anyone else is going to come in the pits then. What about Gamer? Gamer stays out then. He's only done 3 laps on these intermediate tyres. And Jonathan there is in 10th position. Then, of course, that rain is getting a lot heavier. Are we going to need to have the wet tyres for the final 5 laps? Look at that rain. Look at that rain. It is absolutely coming down incredible in bucket loads now. Is there? Jonathan's in front of Farshall. Brandon, I think, calls the safety cars in the pits and drive-through penalty. Oh, and another. Jonathan's got another one for speeding under the safety car. Jonathan has said, what a shame for Jonathan. This might cause him to drop out of the points here in this race. Brandon in the pit side, of course, he's changed his nose cone, and Brandon did actually effectively cause the safety car, didn't he? But I don't think he's going to be too worried about it now, is he? All he's concerned about is getting a new nose cone. Vesey there is in 11th position, and this is going to help Steve as well, isn't it? Steve's been he's ghosted at the moment there, but I wonder if Steve's just got a AFK for a minute just to get himself a drink. Then he might come back and be pleasantly surprised that he's shouting some points against Steve. Good stuff indeed there. So it's I think this might be a longer safety car period then, so I expect it to come in on lap 27 perhaps, and we're going to have 4 laps then of absolutely fast and furious stuff in this. So 2 safety cars around here, and look at the rain there. That is absolutely, remember we started off with dry conditions out in a beautiful night sky here in Singapore. It is now absolutely bucketing down there. Tropical rain here in Singapore, and this is going to get very tense indeed then. And there's Burn Mylander out on, he hasn't got his window wipers on there. That's I think that's a ticket, isn't it? For Burnt Mylander, there might be a slap on the wrist then perhaps. So Burnt Mylander's lead. Then we got Granty leading, Emerson in second, Nigel is in third position, Young Lights in fourth, Echo fifth, Mr. Elite is in sixth position, Matt in seventh, but Matt had a free pit stop. Unfortunately, though, speeding in the pits there has cost him 5 seconds there. That might make or break his race, and we'll find out. We'll find out soon then. 8th position is Gamer, 9th position is Jonathan. He's got 2 drive-through penalties for speed under the same score Jonathan has, so he's got to take that within 3 laps. So far shot in 10th position, Sam just outside the points, 11th position with Vesey in 12th, Brandon 13th, and I think Steve is in 14th position at the moment there. And as we're on board for it at the moment, I wonder if he'll be allowed to overtake then, because he is a lap behind. Look at that. Awful rain at the moment. Jonathan, I wonder if they're going to let him take his drive-through penalty. Well, technically, that's probably not going to happen. But no, he's got in the pits, so he's not taking his drive for yet. But he's just going on to the fresh intermediate tyre. No, he's going on the wet tyres. Jonathan has said this might be an old Spire movement. As I said, then it's absolutely bucketing it down with rain. Then isn't it? 5-second penalty. Oh, sorry, 3-second penalty for Echo. And Jonathan's out of the pits now. He's on the wet tyres, isn't it? Let's see what Jonathan can do then. So he's going to give it a test then with the safety car still out on track. But Sam is through and in the points. So Sam is in the points. Then Jonathan is somehow squeezed himself in between Wesley and Sam. They were quite close together. They was about 10th of a second behind, away from each other. We're on board then with Jonathan at the moment. Look, that is absolutely, that's a monsoon out there, isn't it? I think they're going to need the monsoon tyres. We have seen those monsoon tyres. I think it's 97, 98 was the last time we've seen like the monsoon tyres there. My goodness me, there, but that is a lot of rain there, isn't it? Of course, we don't really have the monsoon tyres these days, isn't it? Because any bit of rain, the safety car's out, isn't it? But the safety car now because of the rain. Now the safety car is out because of the Brandon there. I think damaging the car, and the safety car was deployed. Then Young Lights is. Oh no! What's going on here? I'm not sure what's going on here. The safety car, I think, stopped or something. But has anyone got any damage there? Grant is okay. Emerson's okay. Nigel's okay. Young Lights is okay as well. But they all just stopped there. Echo's in the pits, and so I'm not sure what happened there. I'm not sure the safety car stopped or what, but that was interesting, wasn't it? Now Echo's in the pits as well, then. So Echo coming in the pits, then. So he is going on the wet tyres as well. Then. He's damaged the nose cone, so he's on the wet tyres, then. So yeah, this rain is absolutely appalling. Lap 27 out of 33, 31, I mean, in this race, then. And hopefully he'll be out soon. But Matt is going to move over into 6th position. He is up in the 6th position now, then. We're on board then. Where's Echo? He's coming out on the wet tyres as well. So Jonathan and both Alpha Romeo guys must be talking to each other, I reckon, as they have decided to go for the wet tyres. And Gamer is in the pits as well. He is on the wet tyres. So we got some wet tyres out there at the moment then. And wow, this is going to be interesting. So look at this. And it's awful conditions out here in Singapore then. And I'm hoping that the safety car comes in fairly soon because we haven't got many laps left in this race. How we see it's dropped down in the 15th position then. I'm not sure why the safety car stopped there on track. That was very unusual, wasn't it? As Darren has just said, brake check the leaders there. He did indeed, didn't he? I think that's a race ban, isn't it? So sorry, Bernd, but we might have to get Alan Van der Merwe out out of the medical car and in the safety car. Look at that rain! That is absolutely appalling conditions out there. And oh goodness me, then this is going to be. Look at the spray. Then this is going to be absolutely difficult. 4 laps to go then in this race then, and hopefully we'll get going soon. Then who is the last car on track? It is Brandon, as the cars are still on the other side of the track at the moment, aren't they? So they need to start to catch up soon then, otherwise we're going to have to just get going, haven't we? So 21 seconds the gap is a moment there. So Gamer is on the wet tyres, so I think he's trying to give him a good old test there, isn't he? That 27 out of 33, 31 here. I keep saying 33. Where have I got 33 from? And we are actually ticking along then. Is of course this race started about about 7:30, didn't it? So yeah, we are ticking up to the hour mark, haven't we, here? As it is 20 past 8 here UK time. As 5 second. Fisher's got a 5-second penalty for ignoring the fires. Fisher ain't going to care one iota about that, as he is out of the race, unfortunately. And I think Steve there is having a much of a squabble there. At the moment, I think Gamer is actually. Matt is in the pits as well then, and Matt's got another 5-second penalty. It's all going wrong there for the Red Bull driver, as we are waiting for well, to us, these laps are just taken down here, aren't they? And now Matt then is serving his 5-second penalty here, which is a very clever thing to do, I think. But unfortunately, though, he's got another 5-second penalty as well, and they're just waiting for him to be released. And he's now been released. To honest, we got 3 laps, and I'm hoping that we have some more racing for you. Otherwise, I don't want to finish behind the safety car, as I feel that we've got some unfinished business here in this race. Then Jonathan Matt is coming out in the 11th position. Then he's on the wet tyres. Then we've got a couple of guys on the wet tyres, and look, there's Brandon there swooping by on the intermediate tyres as well. Vesey is also in the pits. Well, we've got all kinds of action out here in this Singapore race, haven't we? My goodness me, there Vesey's on the wet tyres as well. Then so I wonder if the guys on the wet tyres are not leaving themselves many time to go. Then Gamer is still 18 seconds back. Then we're about halfway through this lap, so I'm hoping we're going to get raced now. Then we're going to get raced on 29, so it means we'll have 29, we'll have 30 and 31 in this race to go then. Oh wow, this is going to get very. Look at the rain, that's absolutely bucking it down now. I've said it so many times, but it's so heavy out there, isn't it? It's almost as heavy as me. It's the rain is not heavy, and that is heavy. And this race is going to get very heavy indeed. Then Vessi is 22 seconds back there. I'm hoping that we'll see the safety car in at the end of this lap then, because I don't think we want another lap beyond the safety car. We just want to get going in this race, don't we? We want a final sprint race set, and it is under probably the most appalling conditions ever. Young Lights in fourth position, Mr. Elite in fifth, fantastic stuff. And Echo is in sixth. There it is, safety car is in the start. Then here we go. Then this is going to get fantastic stuff. 5-second penalty for Vessi, and I'm not sure what's going on there then. So Granty is now the de facto safety car. So we got 3 laps then of this race. Can Granty defend his position for 3 laps? The highest placed wet runner is actually Echo, who's on. Whoa, is someone above me then? The highest placed wet runner is Echo. Is the tires are gone? Is the guys on the wet tires? Is this an inspired maneuver? We'll find out. The guys on the intermediate tires, the top 5 are on the intermediate tires. Look at that. We can hardly see there through the rain, and it's absolutely appalling conditions out there, isn't it? A very heavy rain indeed then. I think in the real world of Formula 1 we're going to stop this race. And so when is Granty going to go? Emerson is going to doesn't want to leave it. Oh, there's a pothole there, isn't there? They might smooth that out. Now we're going, and now we're back racing it here in Singapore. Lap 29 out of 30. Oh my goodness me, that was a very brutal chop there, wasn't it? From yellow flag in 1. What's going on in 1 then? Oh my goodness me, I don't know what's going on in 1 then. Jonathan Cox has got more for warning, so just take a look back, see what's occurred. And as that fire shot is passed, as Echo is struggling now on the wet tires. Is the wet tires the wrong choice then? He's dropped down to 7th position. Fire shot has moved up to 6th position then. As Granty leads 2nd position, Emerson 3rd position is at 9th. Oh, car in the off in the background. Sam is off. Sam is off in the background there on the intermediate tires, and Sam is out of the points. Unfortunately, what a shame there for Sam. And now Brandon is battling Matt on the wet tires. It's through. He's having the 10th position. Then is Brandon going to have another go for him? No, not quite. Matt is in 10th position. Jonathan having the 9th position there. But Gamer is in 8th position. Echo 7th. Fireshot 6th position then. So at the moment, the wet tires runners are not. It's not paying big dividends at the moment. There is it. 4 tenths of a second to go between Granty and Emerson. Then as we come into the final stage of this epic race set, we're on board with Fireshot now. Then and look at that. This is appalling conditions out there, absolutely appalling. Look at this, and we can just about see Mr. Elite's red light there. Oh, he's trying, the back end is stepping out there, isn't it? As they're coming down Raffles Boulevard here, as Vessi has got by Sam and into oh, Fireshot's on taking a base of action. He's gone into the barrier. Fireshot's in the barrier. Oh my goodness me, and Gamer and Jonathan there are going side by side as well. Jonathan's on the outside, he's through and up into 7th position, and Gamer dropping down to 8th position. Matt is up in the 9th position. I think he is indeed. Brandon in 10th position. Far shot down to 11th position, and lovely shot here of so he is flown off the track then. I think that's enough frustration as well, isn't it? Far shot's left for session, unfortunately he is out of the race then, and so that's unfortunate for Far shot. Grant leads Emerson 2nd, Nigel in 3rd position, Young Lights 4th, Mr. Elite 5th, Echo is in 6th position. The wet tires, I thought the lap 30 out 31 then, and so this is the first of the wet runner then, and this is Echo in 6th position there, and I've got to say at the moment I was expecting a bigger difference between the wets and the intermediate setting, because I think there's a lot of water out there. I thought there is a lot of water out there, isn't there? But yeah, the wet runners are not lining up the screens as much as I thought they would. But Echo has the advantage over Mr. Elite at the moment now. Look in front, and there's Young Lights just in front of us as well. And there is that was Nigel just in the foreground as well. Can Echo get on the podium here? That's the question. Remember, Echo in his first 4 races, he had 2 podiums, didn't he? He is going for it. He's having a look then, but Mr. Elite there was just too quick down that back straight. Jonathan also, can he get some points in after a very difficult race? And he's back in 7th position there. That just shows just never give up, isn't it? Now Echo's on the inside. He's going on the inside in turn 10, is he? Not quite, but now Jonathan is going to go for it as well. Gamer in the back of Jonathan just shoots by and passes Echo and moves up into 6th position, and he passes Echo, his teammate. Granty is leading by a 10th. Oh, and Mr. Elite, they're almost going off the track there. Coley Anderson Bridge then, and now look at this. There's Mr. Elite is a bit of a train now behind him, isn't he? On the intermediate tires, Jonathan is going to get more purchase. Well, he isn't, is he? I think that to me shows that there's still the difference is not enough, is it, for the wet runners? And Mr. Lee has still got it there. Jonathan's got to go up and under. He has gone up and under. He is through. And we've also got a battle as I was going to say the Jordan. Echo is battling with Gamer. Gamer's on the inside. And Echo's dropping down the order, but Gamer is going to have the outside line, which means that Echo should have the inside. He does have the inside. He's back into 7th position then. Jonathan is now up into 5th position then. Has he got the pace then to get after Young Lights, and the gap is 2 seconds, and Mr. Elite then still defending then. And I'm quite surprised actually about these wet tyres. I generally thought, because look at the amount of rain coming down there, I thought that it was going to be these guys are just going to shoot by the intermediate runners, but that really hasn't been the case. I think disqualified from the start, first been disqualified from the session, and oh my goodness me, the car is in the way, and somehow they avoided. Jonathan is out of this race then, and that's a shame now for Jonathan then, as so Jonathan out of the race. Vesey just getting through, and Jonathan's car is parked up then. So yeah, Jonathan there is I think ignored the drive-through penalty there, didn't he? And he's unfortunately out of the race then. So that's a shame now for Jonathan then. And so then Mr. Elite is still in 5th position then at the moment. As we're on the final lap then of the Singapore Grand Prix. As this is the battle for Elite then. And look, there's Nigel in the background as well then. Who is going to win the Singapore Grand Prix? This has been absolutely incredible stuff then. As there's a far shot, at least fast as that. Yeah, for far shot there is Garen did say he had a great race, and I think the far shot has been very lucky, hasn't he? Really, he's been involved in incidents, hasn't he? But if he gets a clean race, then my goodness me, he would be on course for a podium or even a win. Unfortunately there for far shot then. And I gotta say that this is as we're now watching Grant there coming down Raffles Boulevard, it could be his 4th race win of the season then for Granty, and 11 race starts this season. It's been fantastic, hasn't it, for Granty? Really good stuff indeed. Emerson, he's got 3 race wins as well, so Granty and Emerson are both tied on 3 at the moment then. This is going to be a tiebreaker, isn't it, as a Matt in we got all sorts going on here as Echo's up in the 5th position, Mr. Lee down 6th position, Matt is 8th position, I think. Vesey is in 9th position then, and but Vesey's might have more purchase there, but we're keeping an eye on what those guys do. Look at this is going to be the closest finish in ALR we have seen in a long time then. Now then coming through the final turn then, and look how close Emerson's got. Granty wins his 4th race of the season. Emerson 2nd, Nigel's over the 2nd there, Emerson 3rd there. Lights is 3rd, Emerson's dropping down into 4th, Emerson's down into 4th then. Echo 5th, Mr. Elite 6th then, Gamer in 7th position, Vesey in 8th position. No, Vesey has dropped down to 9th, Brandon 9th. What's on to Matt? Something's gone wrong with Matt there in the final stage there. He's lost the nose cone, and Sam there will be in 11th position. So Matt unfortunately lost the nose cone, and he could potentially have had some more points than that then, so that was undeserved fare from Matt then. And Sam coming in 11th position in the end then. I think Steve finishes 12th then, as Fisher gets a 5-second unsurpassed, but Fisher's out the race, so we only have 12 cars finished there. We're just watching the Sam there, who unfortunately, Sam there just giving the barrier a bit of a bump then. Granty is 4th race win of the season then. And Nigel finished 2nd there. Young Lights in 3rd there. Emerson's penalties there might have that might be a big talking point in the final standings. And Granty 4 race wins and 11 starts this season. Fantastic stuff. As Jonathan saying, robbed penalties there, unfair. We've also got Gamer saying what a race. And we've also got Grant saying Emerson didn't deserve that penalty. We'll review that at the end of the later on tonight. And also we got Gamer saying and also Gamer saying about just commenting on Jonathan's penalties there. And this is the final classification then from the Singapore Grand Prix. We had action, we had drama, we had instant, we had safety cars, we had virtual safety cars, we had rain, we had everything in this race day, and a huge big up then for the Granty and Nigel for no penalties at all. Brilliant stuff. Granty is 4th race win of the season, absolutely brilliant stuff. And Nigel 2nd, Young Lights in 3rd, Emerson 4th, 5th was Echo, Mr. Elite 6th, Gamer 7th, Brandon 8th, Vesey in 9th position, Matt in 10th, and Sam 11th, and Steve in 12th position. Retirements Fisher, Fire Shot, Gunnar, Oliver, Roscoe, and Jonathan Cox all retired from this Singapore Grand Prix at round number 11 then. And before we get into the interviews, we got a bit of an essay here. We got Nathan saying Simonson get a 10-second penalty after he exceeded track limits. I think it was on the straight at the time as well. Other than that, it was a great race then, with 2 kisses as well. I love that. So yeah, that's unfortunate for Emerson. So we might have to review that at the end of the race. But these are the unofficial class 5 results, and let's go to the man who's won his 4th race of the season, Granty. What a race today! Absolutely fantastic stuff.
Yeah, it was really good. I wasn't expecting how that race came, to be fair, but yeah, no, really chuffed with it. I think the safety car kind of helped. Obviously, me and Emerson was like going on the mediums because obviously we knew the rain was coming, so whether that was going to come in or not, obviously the tyres would have been fine, obviously, to finish. So yeah, pretty good with that.
Really was, and I was actually going to say, was that your option, just going straight to the medium tyres? Because I was quite surprised at the time, but I completely forgot about the weather.
Yeah, no, it was definitely my strategy call. I wasn't going to do the softs because obviously, yeah, they would have been ruined after a few laps. So yeah, I was not going to bother with them. But medium felt like the comfortable one. And then when the safety car came out, it was just, yeah, it was unbelievable for us. And obviously kept the title race going as well. A bit unfortunate on Emerson with his 10-second time penalty, but as you said, yeah, hopefully I'll get reviewed. And yeah, he did get another penalty, so it's about 13 seconds. But yeah, I think he should have really finished third. But yeah, no, congrats to him again. So happy with that.
Good stuff. And there's one talking point I must bring up. There's a clash between you and Fisher and after the end of the first safety car. And what was your viewpoint on that?
My view on that, like obviously I had the obviously fresher mediums. I knew the hard tyres were going to be a lot harder to get themselves like into the right temperature that they should have been. It felt like I had the outsides. Maybe we did clip a bit, but I tried being comfortable. And I knew if I got in front of Fisher, I knew I was going to try and take for first because Matt was on like 11 laps old hard, so I knew it was going to be easy enough to overtake him. After a lap or so. So yeah, no, it's a bit unfortunate. Obviously, me and Fisher clipped on car to car, but yeah.
Other than that, though, an absolutely fantastic race today. That was brilliant stuff. It looks like you and Emerson are having a season-long battle, and I think that us and the viewers are going to absolutely enjoy it. Your 4th race this season, well done, Granty, and you reclaimed the lead in the championship, so I'd say a successful day. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Let's come to 2nd place now, and I think it's Nigel, isn't it? Good second there for Nigel. I gotta say, Nigel, you was kind of in no man's land for most of that race, though, but no penalties again. Very consistent.
Yes, thanks, mate. Not the pace I was hoping for. The qualifying was, yeah, shit. But yeah, at the end, I'm happy with points, and in the P2, of course.
How difficult is it not to get any penalties in Singapore, especially when the rain was hammering down towards the end? Then it was. How difficult is that to keep it clean and focused?
No idea.
I know the rain was coming down in the steroids in the final part of that race. Was you ever thinking about going to the wet tyres, or did you just think intermediate tyres would be enough?
I was waiting for the move for Granty or Emerson, but they didn't do nothing. So yeah, I did do also nothing. I just waiting.
And that is your and that is actually your 6th podium this season. I think only Granty has more now with 8. So your consistency is absolutely paying off at the moment. Is that what we're just doing? Just banging in the consistencies at the moment, just seeing where it takes you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, hoping every race, of course, to win. But yeah, this season that's not going to happen, I think. But yeah, the podiums of course are very good.
Brilliant stuff. Well done, Nigel. And I got to say, hats off for no penalties there. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Well done.
Thanks, mate.
And then Young Lights, I got to say, you've had an adventurous day today. You was on the stream an awful lot there. It was a horror show after your incredible qualifying, but what a drive from the back.
At the start of the race, my connection was a bit too bad. I had a lot of family over today because it might be the last time I see them due to coronavirus, but the race was a bit mad for everyone today, really. A lot of people losing wings. I was really angry when I was spun out a couple, lost my end plate. But thankfully, when the safety car came out, that was when I could go into the intermediates and then try push, which I did. And I think the favorite part of my race today was when I got the overtake on an Echo and almost on to coming into turn 1.
Oh, yeah, that was a good overtake as well. I don't know how you like sandwiched yourself in there. They were so close, and you just forced yourself in there. Fantastic overtake that was. I'll be watching that back on the highlights later on. By the way, that's a quick plug. Highlights next Sunday. Anyway, yes. Yeah, in the action in turn 1. I think it was down to your connection in the end there, where you was jumping all over the place. What was it from your point of view? What happened out there?
Oh, to me, nobody was lagging. I wasn't lagging as well, but because I think my internet's not been the best, but today it was really bad. For the next race, it will be much better, I promise.
That's what I do. I turn it off and turn it back on. That's what I do. So, but I got to say, since Australia, you've been absolutely fantastic. Your pace has been electric. Where's that come from? Has that just been practicing, or is that just your momentum at the moment?
Well, start of ALR, I kept getting involved in incidents, whether it was me hitting someone or someone hitting me or me just spinning out, and I just wanted to focus more on winning, but focus more on just getting a position higher in the race, which has just been helping me get podiums now, which is my second podium. And when I crossed the line, I was really happy. I was just down, and because I got a podium again, away from spinning out.
Absolutely fantastic stuff. A brilliant drive there, brilliant battling back, fantastic stuff. Well done, and a great third position today for Young Lights as well. That's it for today, and of course we got there's something else going on a different channel, isn't there, tonight? So yeah, you guys might be interested in that. Then before I leave you, Jonathan saying Jonathan that's having a couple of issues there as well. So we'll also review everything that's gone on tonight. So I think Knowles has got a busy night ahead of him. So I hope he's ready for it. Thank you all for joining us tonight. It's been absolutely stellar stuff again. Then tomorrow night it's Silver's go, isn't it? Again then, and they got lots to live up to in terms of action there as well. But can Glock there continue his record-breaking run in ALR Silver? He's just absolutely dominant at the moment, isn't he? But because of Singapore, anything can happen. Join us at 7:30 tomorrow.